I guess we'll just bring you guys right on.
Hello.
Hola. What's up, y'all?
Sorry, guy. Hey, I want to apologize up front. Major internet issues in this block of mine right now. They're trying to fix it, so we may lose you guys. But if we're gonna try this thing. Let me see who's in the chat first and say hi to everybody. We got some good people in here. We got Evelyn was a early bird. Mr. Merch is here. Tammy Boo is here. Anna's here. Welcome in, guys. Mock's here. Irish. You guys know him as Irish. Tammy's here. Who else? DC Animals here. Brett Turner. Welcome in, guys. Sheila's here. Hey, Sheila.
David
Head coach,
Puckett,
what's
the
up?
guy that just pulled the gold ticket.
D-Puck, congratulations, man.
D-Puck.
It's crazy.
Are you kidding me? I'm keeping that.
You almost made me late to the show, man. I was like, he was all showing me, and I'm like, I still have to get ready, and I'm like trying to see what. Yeah, it's freaking.
The ring light's gonna play tricks with it.
Crazy.
Yeah, you ain't gonna get that in a good light. So, guys, we are here talking creatives tonight, talking art, talking everything else that Red Guardian wants to talk about. We got all kinds of guests. We got B&E here from Texas. Say hi to B&E. They're affiliates as well. Ditto Pop's an affiliate. He's up in Chicago. And our main guest is Red, all the way from New York. You got your coffee?
Hey, forget about it.
Forget about it. No
So
coffee, but I do have some whiskey.
Hey.
All right, good. So we get a super chat. We got a drink. That's just what we do. So make sure you guys have a cocktail. Guys, we before the show, like 10 minutes before the show, Ditto went on Whatnot to do a live just to promote the show. And the first pack that he opened had a golden ticket in it. So congratulations. Another golden ticket has been found. So that is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So they'll rip that code in the back, put it on the website, and boom, they are ready to go. So
I
Red,
love how
we are here with
everyone.
Red Guardian. I think most people in here already know Red, but Red is actually for one, he's an amazing artist, creator, but he's the creator of the creatives. A new trading. It's actually not new anymore. This is series 2. I should have brought my series 1 pack on. Red, this is his baby. He started it. He designed it. He created it, and it's just taking off. And we're going to talk about it tonight and see where it's been, where it came from, how it came about, all that fun stuff. So
yeah,
Red,
and if anyone has
give us your little intro of. Yeah, well, we got a bunch of questions for you already, but tell us what made you become an artist? What was your first okay, I'm going to be an artist. I'm not going to be a foreman at a store or a manager.
Yeah, being an artist is my entire family, they're creative. My father's an artist. Never did anything professionally with it. My grandfather is a colorist, so he knows how to mix colors, and that's a whole story in itself. But his business was making colors. As far as myself, I knew I wanted to become an artist with one situation when I was young. I used to have a lot of tracing paper that my mother purchased for me. And I took out a Nintendo Power, and I put the tracing paper on my Nintendo Power. There was a Yoshi on there, and I traced over it. And as soon as I was done, I showed my mother, and she was like, "Wow, that is amazing! You drew that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I drew." I mean, I was lying, but I did draw it. But I was lying. I was like, I wanted to show her, like, bro, like I drew this. She was like, "That is." You should do it more. That's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. But I think it was that connection, that feeling where it was like, wow, I did something, and there was a reaction to it of love. like you loved something that I did. I don't do anything that anybody loves other than, cause trouble. I cause havoc to make things that I love, make funny. But that was different. There was something different in there. So I said, wow, I think I'm going to do more of this. Now, tracing, I did a ton of tracing. And what I didn't understand or didn't know or didn't realize that doing all this tracing actually trained my hand to do shapes and to do curves and to do a lot of different things that I didn't realize. It was creating these motor skills in me. And as I'm doing hands and as I'm doing eyeballs and as I'm doing things, I realized I didn't need that anymore. I can recreate these things in my memory. I did them so many times. I could redo these things and create my own things. And when I did those, as I created Yoshi on my own, Sonic by myself, I realized, wow, I'm pretty good at this. I think I could do this. This is pretty cool, And that's when I knew. I was like, all right, this is it. Whatever this is, whatever's happening, this is it. So yeah, that was great.
That's how it started way back in the day.
Way back.
So
in the
fast forward. Guys, I will put up Red's before I forget. Red, I didn't want to interrupt you, but Red Guardian has his own webpage where you can buy his art, his designer toys, his prints, his t-shirts, all the stuff Red created and creates and will be creating is on the website that's going across right now. Guys, let's try to sell a few of his, pick up some of his stuff off his website tonight. Red did not ask me to do this. In fact, he probably doesn't like me doing this because he's very low key. But guys, go over to his website, check out what he has, and pick up a few things. He's got some amazing things. I've been picking up a ton of stuff. I know these guys here in the chat, EMB and Ditto, they've all been picking up some stuff as well. But yeah, redguardian.com, and you guys can go check out all his stuff. So,
and we have a special
I'll leave that up there for a little bit. And
a collab.
What's that, Red?
We have a collab with Z Pro and myself. That's only open for a week, so it'll close next week.
Yes, the t-shirts, right? The t-shirts. So you got 1 week to purchase the t-shirt collab with Z Pro. That's a pretty cool project. I've seen those. They're comic book-esque covers. It looks really cool. Go check it out.
Yeah, just check it out.
But guys, we have a ton of questions for Red. I think the first thing is we didn't even really talk. If you guys are noobs and have not, you guys are just here because you know me from YouTube and my Funko videos. The Creative is a trading card for artists. Okay, so think of it that way. They're trading cards or baseball cards, football cards, whatever you think in your brain for artists. Okay, and Red created this, and we're gonna get into how Red started this real quick. We're not gonna go too deep into it. We want to talk about how he started it, how he picked artists, how they were selected, all that good stuff. We have a ton of questions. So
yeah, you can ask away.
Red, how did you come up with, okay, I want to do cards for the artists that I work with and I hang with and I talk to. How did you come up with that idea for trading cards?
Yeah, so it was a fluid situation, right? I started designing my own cards. I wanted to create Red Guardian cards. The inspiration comes from when I used to do my own cards as a kid. And it kind of reignited the fact of drinking my friends. It kind of reignited the fact that I should do my own trading cards. And while I started creating my own trading cards behind the scenes, characters and different scenarios and whatnot, I said, you know what? It'd be a great idea if I included all my friends, behind the scenes, and we could come up with a community trading card situation, and anyone that knows me knows that, I want the idea, but then I want to blow that idea out the water. I want to think outside the box. That's with everything that I do, because I think that's when you get the most organic, original, for the most part, ideas, so I said, you know what, let me write this idea down. Let me kind of like create this project. and then ask my friends and say, you know what, do you want to be a part of this? So that's exactly what I did. I created the bare bones of the creatives, which was design, their biography on the back, and sort of like stats. That's how it started, right? Stats, biography in the back, where they're from, sort of like trading cards, like baseball cards. And I pitched it to a lot of my friends. Stats, biography in the back, where they're from. There's some feedback. Sorry.
Go ahead.
So I asked a couple of my buddies, and they said, "Yeah, Red, let's do it." You know what I mean? It seems like a trading card, thing. They've heard about it before. Trading cards. Let's do it. And as I asked more and more people, they were like, "Yes, let's do it. Let's get involved. Let's make it happen." I'm like, "All right, cool. I think we have something here." And this was like 20 people, 20 of my closest friends in the industry. And I was like, "Okay, I think we could do something here." So as I fleshed it out, I realized we can actually come up with something a lot more better, a lot more community involved, a lot more organically art-based, and that's when I started really like tearing ideas apart, talking to my close circle and like pitching ideas back and forth. Like, what do you think? What if you think if I did this? What if you know what I mean? So we created the signatures, which was one of the biggest, I think the biggest factors of the creatives, where I didn't just want you to collect the art. I wanted you to connect with the artist, and at this time we were in COVID, we were in lockdown, and this was the effects of being able to go out, go to conventions. I was craving the human touch. You know what I mean? I was craving shaking someone's hand at that point. You know what I mean? And I was like, this has got to be it, because once we open up, this is it. We're gonna come into this world, and we're gonna want to see each other. You know what I mean? And this will be a great opportunity to do so. So the signatures was a great part. And then I was like, you know what? Let's add the location now, right? Because in graffiti world, especially in New York, in graffiti, the biggest thing that you have to do is you put your name and you attach a number at the end. The number was the street that you were attached to in New York. So if my name was Red, I was Red 149, because I was from 149th Street, and that's what you put on your train, or on your wall, or anywhere. You know what I mean? Because that's where you were from. So I was like, you know what? Signature in the bottom, where you're from on the top right, to make it easy and show what you represent. And then, your picture, whatever picture you want, you know what I mean? So we kind of fleshed out that whole idea, and then solidified that whole template just like that. And
so
go ahead.
So okay, so once you came up with the design and the ideas, what did you have to say? Okay, we have to make so many cards in series 1. Like we have to make so many boxes.
Yeah, so that was the thing. The second part of it started out as one design. And then I was like, you know what? No, I don't want to do one design. I don't want one design, because I collected trading cards, and I know a sheet has 9 slots. So I was like, you know what? I want to give everyone a wall. Everyone has a wall that they can have for themselves, and a wall is 3 cards. And that's your wall. You own that wall and do whatever you want on it. You know what I mean? And make it. You could either make it a continuous wall, which is, it's called a triptych, or you can do separate cards. And pitching that was also interesting, because now it's like, okay, it went from 1 card each person to 3 cards each person, times the amount of artists. And I know how difficult that is. Someone asking me for 3 pieces for free, considering this is a project that we don't know it's going to be successful. But I was like, you know what? Let's try it. And everyone, for the most part, I want to say, said, yeah. They were like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. I trust you, Red. Like let's do it. I trust you. And I was like, dude, for most people, I was like, I don't know if this project is going to be successful at all. Really. You're going to create art and it may not go anywhere. And they're like, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because you're going to be backing it. You're going to try your best. And if it fails, it fails, But if it succeeds, that's a different story. So yeah, everybody got 3
And
cards.
fast forward to you guys. Yeah, so you guys know it has definitely succeeded. It is taking off. It is very, very popular. I just want you guys to know that if you're new, it has taken off. They're doing very, very well. So go ahead.
Yeah,
Ray.
and I didn't know.
I wanted to make sure they knew that. Hey.
Yeah, and I didn't know it would blow up the way it did until they landed and they started to ship to people. I was like, all right, let's start shipping it to people and see what happens. And then boxes started landing. And then I get notifications, right, on Instagram, unboxing creatives. I'm like, unboxing? Like, who unboxes? You know, no one's gonna. You know, I know unboxings for toys and electronics. And I was like, okay, you know, let's check that out. So they're like, oh, you know, this is the new creatives. I don't know what's inside, yada yada yada. And they start unwrapping it. I'm like, holy shit, this is pretty cool. They were excited, but not only were they excited, the people in the comments were excited. So I was like, oh, shit, I think we have something here. And then another one happened that night. And then the following day, 3 people unboxing, and then another person unboxing. I'm like, whoa, okay, something's happening. And a lot of people can, you know, that are probably watching right now, when they saw Series 1 just unboxing, those 3 months were nuts. And I was watching every single one. You guys know me now, like for watching, you know, everyone's streams. But I was watching every single, writing notes, reactions, what questions, you know what I mean? And then smiling a lot, but, you know, really taking down the hard notes. And guys, it just blew up and I just couldn't have, I was smiling. There was times of me just tearing up a bit, like, damn, this is cool, man. Like, you guys really understand, you know?
Oh, I get it, man. It's a passion project of yours. How long did it take to sell out Series 1?
It took, I want to say it took about 5-6 months or so.
That's pretty impressive for something that's right off the ground. What how many, like, Series 1 compared to Series 2? Because now we're kind of heavy into Series 2 now, right?
Yeah.
And Series 1, for those that don't know, that are kind of late to the game, you can't find Series 1 boxes anymore. There's a small, maybe smattering out there. And, you know, shameless promo, we've got a couple we're going to be running here next week on a Whatnot channel. But that aside, what, like, you must have, did you up the amount of cards or boxes for Series 2 compared to Series 1?
Yeah, I did. Not by much. Not by much. It's a very close margin.
Okay.
But a skid did come in with a bunch of boxes that scared me half to death because I'm like, oh, geez, where am I going to put all these boxes? Now, a lot of people don't know I ship all these boxes. It comes to my home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every box you get, I'm shipping. Anything you get inside the box, I'm placing inside. You know.
I've
So
had
you
many
have
shipments.
you have all the whole inventory at your place.
Yeah, I can look at everyone.
Wow.
Wow.
How
That's crazy.
Can you tell us how close are we to being sold out on Series 2?
Off the top of my head, I
Go open your next door room door and check the box count.
I was gonna say, where do you keep these? Where do you keep the boxes?
Under this table.
In the bathroom, in your closet, just everywhere, under the bed.
No, and in between this row of
Gotcha.
boxes, and I can see those.
So
Well,
can
I know a while back we were halfway, but are we getting closer? Are we?
We are.
I know we got to really.
We're getting closer, and because now people are realizing, not even now, people didn't know they could buy cases, and they're like, "Wait, I could buy a master case." It's crazy. I'm like, yeah, you can.
We've got a few.
You can buy 10 boxes.
So Rock bought one.
Yeah,
we've got a few people that are probably going to go that route. I think with the big news that broke yesterday, and we'll get into a little bit of that. I think we got Rock frozen on his internet issues. Hopefully the chat can still see us. If you can still see the rest of us and Rock's frozen, please give us a howdy.
We can.
Okay, cool. So let's talk a little bit about the big news that broke yesterday and the fact that that's probably going to expedite Series 2 selling out relatively quickly now. So huge news yesterday.
Yeah, and the thing is, you know, I'm going to try anything and everything I could possibly do to make sure that the project succeeds. I want to do everything possible to make first of all, make myself proud of myself, make my 10-year-old self proud of myself, make my children proud of myself. But I want others that collect to feel proud that they're supporting a project, a passion project, and that they're really a part of something that's really big, you know, big in terms of that doesn't include a large corporation. This is an underdog. This is where I am not supposed to succeed with a project. That's how the industry is set up. You understand what that means?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say there's one thing that really made me like, I already love this project, but I was watching you on an interview and you said something that really made me love it even more. And it was something about how you had started this on a Kickstarter and it actually didn't succeed. It failed. And you threw all your eggs in. And so I know that we were kind of speeding up series 2, but can you tell people about that? Because that really, to me, was super inspiring, like as an artist, to hear that.
Yeah. So starting off series 1, I didn't have any of the funds to do this. It's very expensive to do something to this caliber. And when I got the bill, I was like, oh my God. Okay. So I said, okay, a Kickstarter is going to happen. But because I'm a hardhead, of course, I don't want to do it through Kickstarter. I want to do this I want to kickstart it myself. I don't want them taking a percentage because I don't want anybody taking a percentage. I'm going to start a website. I'm going to build it. I'm going to do the Kickstarter on the website that I build. I'm going to propose the idea to everyone and hope that they buy into it. So the pre-orders was the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Selling the creatives is difficult in itself. You guys above, like, you guys do it flawlessly, and I don't know how you do it. I, for the life of me, cannot sell it the right way unless I'm in person with you. If I'm in person with you,
it's the community.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's the people.
So if I have you in front of me and we open up a pack together, the magic really happens. And this is not even a sales pitch. You know what I mean? It's literal magic.
Yeah.
So I start the Kickstarter. People buy into it. I get half of where I say I need to get to in order to put the down payment on the project. So the manufacturer's already like, okay, we need this down payment so we can secure your manufacturing date. That's a lot of things to secure, even before I even have the art. You know what I mean? I have a lot of artists that already finished their stuff. They're depending on me. I'm like, all right. We started the project in June. I'm in September already. So I'm like, okay, that was my goal, get to September and have it ready. I was only halfway there, and I was like, all right, it's decision time. Do I refund everyone's money at this point and say, thank you so much. We did our best. We just didn't make it. I can't do it. Or what do we do? What's the alternative, right? The alternative is still do it. Okay, so if I still do it, how do I do it? Now, Red Guardian, the brand, Red Guardian LLC, represents me as an artist as well. I represent myself. And my brand, when you go to redguardian.com, pays for all of my toys, my art toys, all my projects, everything that I do behind me. That's what it helps purchase. You know what I mean? The materials to make everything that I need. And that year and the previous year, I saved a lot of money. I saved all my money for Red Guardian to fund these things. And I had projects in the queue that all that money was going to fund that. And I said, you know what? I believe in this project. And I think this is one of those situations where I believe my 10-year-old self, the person that was selling these cards, I think I would fail myself at that age, to be very honest. I think I'd be a failure to that person, that little boy. And I said, you know what? I'm going to put all the money that I was going to put for redguardian.com and put it towards the project, and that'll be it. Whatever happens, happens. Now, if the project failed, if Red Guardian, if the creatives failed with my money inside, it would have excuse me, it would have eliminated me. Like, it would have eliminated Red Guardian from the map for about a year or so. I would have still been doing art, but you wouldn't see any releases.
Yeah.
I would have started from the ground up. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But the thing is, I wouldn't live with the kind of regret that I know, you know, if I wouldn't have done it. You know, I think I would have said to myself, you should have done this.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey.
and especially if I saw somebody else do it, I would have said, oh, jeez.
Fast forward 10 years and there's going to be the Red Guardian movie. Because, I mean, this is like, I'm serious. It's the proverbial leap of faith you took, my friend. I mean, that is what every great success story in America starts from, is the belief in yourself, the belief in a product, and taking that leap off of a blind bridge with, you know, hoping that you're going to fly. And
well, here's
so
the thing.
You're flying, buddy.
Here's the thing. I believed in myself, right? Yeah. But I think it was a rocky moment. I don't know if you can understand, but it was a rocky moment because my Adrian was my 50 artist that I had in the project saying, dude, you can do this. Like, we already got this art. Just fucking do it. I'm like,
yeah.
All right, let's do it. You know what I mean? Let's get it going. You know what I mean? Montage happened. Payments happened, and the work that went behind to putting the artwork on these cards is not normal. This is not for a normal human being to color separate, to get it prepped for printing, foils. It's mind bending. You know what I mean? We got it to work.
Well, let's break it down a little bit because these are high quality cards.
Yeah.
They're produced by Topps, correct?
Well, the manufacturer of Topps cards, and all that.
Correct.
So this is back end. So this is stuff that's in. You get Marvel cards.
Yeah,
this is it.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, maybe you can show off a few of these cards because they're beautiful. If you haven't put them in your hands yet, these aren't flimsy cards. These are like, I mean,
the whole idea was to smell. I wanted you to get the pack, feel it, and say, this is a pack of cards.
Yeah.
I wanted you to open it, smell it, and say, holy shit, you just took me back to back in the day.
Yeah.
Wow, what does that smell?
The schoolyard. And Rock and I and E and I and B have talked about this. It literally, when I started kind of really getting heavy into these, it flooded back that trading in the schoolyard with your friends, you know, looking to get the baseball card or football card you needed. You know, and it's that same thing now in this community. Yes, we sell the cards on Whatnot and things like that. Oh, it looks like we're going to get Rock back. But
welcome back.
Hey, welcome back to your own stream, Rock. We held down the fort. Don't worry about it. You got a pod.
Thank you.
You got some competent people holding down the fort for you.
But yeah, I wanted to bring that whole idea back. And here's another funny part, right? You have everyone collecting, right? You got the feeling happening. You got people buying binders, people complaining, sending me DMs saying, I hate you, Red, because now I'm going to Target and I'm getting a binder. But here's the funny thing that I felt really, really good about is because you got now the women are now collecting, right? So now the women are saying, I'm collecting and I'm collecting these things. My brothers collected. And now I get to collect stuff that I like. I don't like baseball cards, but this is stuff I like. But now the funny thing is they're saying they're buying the binders that they purchased when they were in 6th grade. 5th grade.
Yep, the Trapper Keepers. Well, I will say, so I never collected cards. That was not my jam. But I will tell you, E woke me up out of a dead sleep. Like when Series 1 came out, and there was Pop Couple was on. I think it was on Insta.
It was before they ran on Whatnot. They opened a few boxes for themselves on Instagram.
Probably one of those first streams that you were
B&E.
writing notes on.
Right.
And
B&E, can we get the microphone closer to you guys? Because we can barely hear you guys. There you go.
So I'm used to being so loud that usually I have to be quiet. So yeah, he woke me up out of a dead sleep and he was like, look at these cards. And I was like, what? And he was like, babe, these things are so cool. It mixes art and it mixes trading cards. And it's like the perfect thing. I need some of these. And I was like, oh, great. Another thing to collect. Right. But then we got them in hand. And then I started finding myself like, look at this one. This one's so cool. And so, yeah, you easily get like addicted to them.
Yep.
I mean, in a healthy addiction way, right?
and just this group right here. I mean, I can't tell you how many late night texts, middle of the day texts, phone calls, and we're like, hey man, do you have a card number, Smiles 159 or whatever? And we're like, oh yeah. So here's our list. I mean, we're trading amongst each other and with a lot of the people in the community, and it really is just a cool, like, brings you back to your kind of childhood vibes.
And then you get to go see all these new artists that you would have never known about. And so like I literally, as series 2, like you started announcing who was going to be on series 2, I started going through and like searching on Insta every single artist, because I think you released them like 10 or something at a time. And every day every time I would go and follow every single artist, because I was like, I need to see all this. And now my page is just full of all these amazing artists, and I just love it. I love that we're exposed to stuff that we would have never seen. So,
and that's the whole that
Red,
was the whole thing. Go ahead.
And you said I was on one of your lives or painting sessions. I don't know where I was at. And I heard you say that there was over 300 artists that put in for series 2. Is that correct?
Over 350 artists.
Mm-hmm. And you randomized
300, and then it was just.
So what I did was we had the artist call, and I went through every single artist to make sure and not just artists, just creative in general. You can do whatever you make as long as you're creative, just to make sure that you're not gonna offend anyone. And I don't care about offending in the art sense. You know what I mean? Like, you can make art and be very political. You can do whatever the hell you want. I don't care. But I mean offend in a really bad way. Because we also do have kids and young adults that do collect as well. And I just got to make sure that you'll represent the creatives the right way. You know what I mean? Because now we are a face to some extent, right?
Right.
I don't care the type of person you are. You can be a total jerk. I don't care. You know what I mean? Be authentically a jerk. I'm okay with that. But as long as
That's why Ditto's still around.
As long as your art is authentic, that's what matters.
Rock's been waiting to say that all night.
And then I put it on a randomizer.
I just thought of this. So, okay. So you said we can't do 3 until we sell out of 2, right? How close, when do you start thinking about series 3? Like, to get the ball rolling?
Last 3 boxes is when you start choosing artists for series 3.
That's when I say, oh my God.
You better hurry up, Red. We are going to sell these boxes out. We are not playing with series 2.
We need an active box count. We need an active box count.
Let me tell you something. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm a crazed do it now maniac. If I say I'm going to do something, by hook or by crook, it's going to get done. That's it. You know what I mean? I don't care how hurt I get. I don't care. I'll come out that joint with busted eye, bleeding and everything, but it'll get done. So it sells out. Let's just say it sells out tonight. You'll see an artist call tomorrow. Put it to you like that. You know what I mean? That's how it goes down.
All right, challenge accepted.
So, yeah.
I think we're gonna get close. I think we're it's really taken off on Whatnot. We are trying to get Whatnot to make it a category, so we have our own category for cards, because cards is huge on Whatnot. They're huge, and we deserve to have our own community and our own section on Whatnot. So we are working those details. Hopefully it'll happen. I know it'll eventually happen.
What B was saying, when you were adding, the artists to your account, you were following everybody that we would announce, and that was the whole point. Because Instagram and social media in general does a horrible job, a horrendous job, or does a great job in putting artists in the back of everyone's feed. They do the most amazing job of doing that because they love the other stuff in the front. And that doesn't work for me. I'm an artist, and I do my damnedest to put my best foot forward and to put my stuff out just for Instagram to say, nah, you're not worthy of this attention or whatever, and fuck you, you know. And I'm like, nah, bro, that doesn't fly by me, you know. And I'm old school, so I'm like, you know what? Let's rework this Instagram. Let's rework this algorithm. Let's find a way to manipulate it where it does work for us. You know, I can be all, yeah, F you Instagram, blah, 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 blah. Or I can say, no, this is a platform and they're doing their best. They already put their face forward in saying that we don't like artists. So let's find a way to manipulate that. And that's what the creatives did. We took all the artists, and what B was doing actually manipulated the algorithm to push these artists forward. And that's what everybody was doing. And when I put 10 artists forward, that was not only to put them forward so everyone sees, that's so everybody can follow. So when you follow everyone that I put forward, you're now hacking the system. And that's exactly what we did. You know what I mean? So now those people, everyone that you followed, are now seeing not only B's follow, but now they're seeing other people that she follows coming on, and it shows up on their feed. You know what I mean? So this was really a manipulation tactic also to put artists first. You know what I mean? Because that's what matters to me. You know?
I tried the 20-day rule, right? Where I featured an artist a day for 20 days, and it seemed to do pretty well. It got a lot of traction. I got a lot of messages back. I mean, the cool thing about this whole project to me, besides the collecting aspect, is the interaction with the artists, like getting to know them. They message you back. They say, you know, they'll do your card. They'll interact with you. They'll message you back. They, you know, all that kind of stuff. I just love that about this whole project.
And I will say,
behind the artists, they're people.
I will say too, Red, that you kind of said, hey, I don't care if they're an a-hole or whatever, you know, we'll take them if they're, you know, adding to the project. But we haven't seen that. Like E and B and every one of these artists that we've come across are amazing, kind, generous, giving humans. They're some of the best people that we know. Like it's ridiculous.
And that's the thing. See, that was one of another big key to show people, because you know, you go to these conventions and you go to wherever they're at, and you're so intimidated by these artists, and you don't want to bother them, you know. So you're like, and I'm like, no, bother them. They want to be bothered. They're human beings. They want to see that you like their stuff, you know. And this was a way to break the ice. Hey, I have your card. Would you like to sign it? Can you sign it for me? And they're going to say yes, and you'll get a story. Boom. You broke the ice. I've heard people become best friends, you know, and they call themselves regular people. No, this is a person, dude. Like they have families. You know what I mean? You guys may have qualities that are the same. You know, you guys may, this dude from the UK, you know, you guys may relate. You know, that was the whole point, the human factor. You know, yes, you see us as superheroes because we create this art, you know, we create all these things. And, you know, I understand, but no, we want to shake your hand. You know what I mean? We want to understand that, hey,
and we're getting introduced to great artists that are putting out all kinds of designer toys and other different kinds of art that now, you know, we're hunting down. You know, we're going to these cons and we're going on their websites and their Instagram social pages and buying from these people now, all because we've been subjected to them and we may not have known about them prior.
Yeah.
And look what's happened with me and B. Like it sparked for me. I used to design gemstone jewelry. That was my creative outlet, right? Well, when my wife passed away, that went away. I didn't want to do that anymore. So I wasn't creating anything except videos. That was my thing, YouTube and whatever else. But it sparked artistic stuff back into my brain to say, I need to start creating something. And I see it in B 100% since I've even known her, which hasn't been a long time, but went from 0 to 100 now. Like you can see it in her brain that she's already thinking of her next painting or her next card or whatever. It's just amazing how it sparks. Yeah, like
I like totally fangirled. I missed that live, and you shared that, and I was like, oh my god, Red Guardian opened my stuff on live. Like Yeah,
She was.
I totally. Every artist that like likes my thing from the creatives, I'm like, oh, I like internally melt.
But you guys
Well-
understand, like that creating that connection and inspiring others to create art. It's a, you know, the arts in general is extremely important to the human factor. You know, from the beginning of time when we were painting on walls, Buffalo. You know what I mean? So that was the first graffiti artists out there. You know what I mean? And it's still relevant now. It's extremely more important now with mental health, with so many different things. This people are now realizing the arts, not just art, the arts make us happy. Oh no shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I have to use the creatives to show you this is an outlet for you, you can do this too. You don't have to be a Picasso. You can if you whatever you put on paper or whatever you sculpt or whatever you do puts a smile on your face, I think you've done the job. You've done what the arts is supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Look at there's a Gonga right here.
Gonga.
King Gonga.
He is a huge asset to
Oh,
the
man.
Whatnot community. Talk about Gonga. I feel like Gonga kind of came on the scene and everybody was like, is that King Gonga from Series 1 Creatives? Like, what, the Gonga?
No profile picture.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, Red Guardian popped up on Whatnot, and we're like, hold up a second.
So here's the story with Gonga and that, right? Gonga is my brother, okay? He's one of the coolest dudes. I chilled with him. That's my brother. I'm working, okay? I'm doing whatever the hell I'm doing, and Gonga DMs me, hey, Whatnot, check this link out. This is a thing. I'm like, Gonga, I don't have time for this right now. I'm working right now, dude. I don't care if they're selling pops or whatever they're selling. That's not what I'm into. So leave it alone. He sends me another link. Whatnot. I'm like, Gonga, what do you want me to see, bro? Like, he's like, no, they're doing the creatives. I'm like, okay. All right. Next time. I missed it. Next time. Another one came up. I'm like, all right, bro, I'm going to check this out. This better be good. And it was. And then you did a show, which I think all of us were on your first show. And that was awesome. That was like, you didn't even know how to input the stuff yet. You were learning as you went. Listen, I had a Whatnot account for 2 years.
Fun.
You know, and I was like, I'm not getting on this. I did a Pop Shop Live twice. And I was like, oh man, this takes a lot of energy for me. You know what I mean? But it was also Decon Whatnot. Decon on that other platform. So I said, all right, bet. Let's try this. And then you got me, you got Ditto, you got Roxy. You can do it. It's easy. I'm like, no, come on, guys. All right, let's try this. Let's do this. You know what I mean? Put my best foot forward, you know. Let's try this. And
you did a great job. You sold yourself short, man.
Oh yeah.
You did a fantastic job.
I mean, I saw your toys. I got all of us, I think, have your container now. All your different toys we got to see live. So that sparked interest. So, I mean, it was just awesome.
Yeah, it was and I do a lot of conventions in general. I do a lot of physical, and New York City Comic Con. I generally have like a 10-foot by 10-foot thing. Conventions all over the place. I have a toy show tomorrow in Jersey. So I'm all over the place doing these things. And I love talking to people. I love meeting people, and Whatnot is an additional way to do this. You know what I mean? But I don't know who you are. You know what I mean? So for me, it's a little bit different because I in my opinion, for me, if I'm in person with you, you feel my energy.
Yeah.
You can, I think it's hard for me to describe, but if I'm talking to you, you can feel that I'm authentic. You can feel like I'm not trying to sell you something. I'm trying to show you something I'm excited about. You know what I mean? And if you don't like it, keep it moving, keep it rocking. You know what I mean? But in my mind, I'm like, you'll be back. You watch, you'll see, you'll be back. And it was sort of difficult to do that and Whatnot. I'm like, selling online, how am I going to do that? You know what I mean? Like it's different. You know what I mean? And then Whatnot and you guys just made it that much more easier. I was like, oh shit, this is pretty cool. And I can just sit here. I don't have to stand for 10 hours.
I just need to shout out a comment here. We want a Creative Con gone south. South is Texas.
Well,
South Central, Texas.
That's
Or you could go south of New York and go Chicago. Middle of the country.
If I turn this way, it's south to
There you
Chicago.
We lost Rock again. Rock doesn't want to
So,
South Con apparently.
Yeah, Rock's like, I'm out of here. I can't take this.
Here's another great situation that happened, right?
All right.
So in the midst of the creatives being released, all of that happened. Lockdown stops in New York. People can now go out. Bars open. I'm like, okay, cool. We need an event. People are calling for an event. Let's have an event. And me and my outlandish ways, I'm like, let's do a San Diego event. I'm gonna fly to the West Coast. I'm doing this hard. Fly to the West Coast and do this show, and do a creative show at Invasion Toys. I did a show. Goop Master showed up. Angel Once showed up. Priscilla Arte showed up. King Gonga showed up. And we all came together, and people showed up with binders. I was like, that was the first time I seen people in person showing up with binders, and people showing up to buy Pokemon at their store and saying, "What's that?" And then saying, "Well, this is the creatives. This is da da da. Can I buy some?" Yeah. And then they go to the back, and there's tables of trading tables. And then if you go further back, there's free tacos. There's live painting. Bro, we had a taco van that Invasion Toys brought. We had live painting, spray painting from Goop Master and Angel Onset. Live painting. I have their canvases here from the event. It was bonkers, right? And we had Ezra Brown there. Ezra was there. He wasn't even in the series, and he was there.
We love Ezra.
I mean?
Yeah.
So, and Ezra was like, "Yeah, I do some painting. I do some stuff." He was being very like, he's like, "Yeah, I'm an artist," and I'm like, and Jess Monster was there. Jess Monster was there too. He was like, "Yeah, I do some stuff too." I'm like, "Guys, really?" I'm like, "Oh, this is pretty dope." Little did I know. But anyways, I'm like, okay, the event was successful. Now we got to do a New York event. That's when things kind of shifted. I did the New York event, and everyone and their mama flew out. I think it was 35 to 40 artists flew to this one bar. California, Washington, all over flew to this one bar. And not only did they come to this bar, people came, a line formed. People came with binders. We had music playing. We had drinks. This was an adult affair. I even had a kids section. So if you were underage, it was locked off with so that they can stay there. You know what I mean? And they can't go to the back. Because they collect too underage. It was in the middle of the art scene in Chelsea, in the Lower East Side in New York, and that's where all the arts. This is Basquiat. This is everyone. This is where they roam. And the vibe was ridiculous. Ridiculous. You had signings. You had artists sitting at the bar saying, "We need to collab." You had artists that have never come out before and said, "Hey, can I do this with you?" Hell yeah, let's do this. So it was nonstop vibing. It was nonstop collabing, hugging. This was like, bro, this is what we're here for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Artists came afterwards and they were like, we were really low on energy. I was considering leaving the art scene for a while, but this just told me that I can't leave. Like, I got to do this. And there was moments, the last moment that I stood in back, someone took a picture. I was by myself, just kind of like observing and just kind of like soaking it in just to see what's going on. I was like, wow, we need a con. We need a convention. And then we made the announcement there. So
well, you had me at tacos.
Same here.
I mean, that's amazing. And when will we get news for Creatives Con 23? Do you have anything in the works?
So I am talking to the building, the same building.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna make it happen. Just my worry most of all is the industry in general. I want to make sure that everyone that has a table is successful.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at the industry from far away and kind of like putting my ear to the floor before I say yes. All right, we're gonna rock with this. We're gonna do it.
Throw it like a day before or a day after NYCC, so we can just go to both.
Seriously. Yeah.
Can you imagine?
That's
That would be
honestly
great.
what prevented us from getting to go,
We just got
because
back.
like we had just gotten back from NYCC and we're like, oh, we can't go back to New York again. But man, we were so bummed to miss it. I mean, yeah.
I'm trying to do it in the summer. I'm trying to get it in the summer, because summer in the city, there's nothing like summer in New York, really. You know, you have
Yeah,
orange
we'll go
juice
to
going
we'll
on
go to a
every day.
Yankees game. Hey, forget about
There
it.
you go.
I
Forget
mean,
about it.
but like New York is to me, New York was like the epitome of graffiti and art and just like,
Yeah.
I mean, now we're from Texas, right? And so like, unless you're in Austin or something, I don't feel like we really have a lot of that whole scenery thing. So it was just really cool to get to experience, you know, New York and to get to walk around, you know, New York City and get to see, and we actually got to see some Chris RWK, which we were just like, I mean, it was just random. We just randomly hot, and I was like, "Hold on, is that the robot? Like the robot?" And we took
Random spots, right?
Yes, with Maya, with the robot. You know, I just was like, it totally. But it was really cool. So New York is a great place to host it, and yeah, amazing.
What's funny is in Jamaica and Queens, right? I had another moment where somebody, and this is where I also knew, like, there's always moments that kind of reminds me this is why we do this, and this is why we do the art, and this is why the creatives is important. You had a person say, you know, I pass this wall by Macy's in Jamaica, Queens consistently almost every other day, and I see this graffiti on this wall, and I just pass it. It's not a thing to me. I don't care for it. But now that I collect the creatives, I'm like, this thing was in front of me the entire time.
Yeah.
It was Chris RWK and Z Pro that did a 10-foot wall by 30 foot the entire time. This masterpiece is in front of me, and I didn't realize it until now, till collecting these cards. Thank you so much. And they taking pictures. Like, who takes pictures of these people? They're like, who takes pictures of walls here? You know. And I'm like, that's, you come here, look on every wall, you know, you're gonna see hints of everybody.
So I have a question, because we started this show off talking about how Deepak just pulled one of these bad boys, right? So in series 1, you know, there were a lot more of the collabs and a few lenticulars.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of pivoted for you for series 2 to go, A, we're going to do 101s, B, we're going to do some more lenticulars and maybe, you know, narrow down the collabs, and then we're going to throw this bad boy, Willy Wonka style, into the mix. Get my Oompa Loompas going all over the country. Like, how the hell did you come up with this? I want to talk about the golden ticket concept.
Hold on one second. Let me just turn this off.
Uh-oh. I broke.
His lasagna's done.
Is that what it is?
He's like, hey, I gotta get a
take
flight.
the dog
I'll be right
out.
back. Hey, forget about it. I'll be right
So
back.
that's my battery alarm. First of all, I'm a Willy Wonka fan. Love Willy Wonka. I love everything Willy Wonka. I love the idea of that he brought kids from nowhere to come together into this thing that you're not able to be a part of and all this stuff. The idea is just beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
Love candy. Love it all. I want to do that too. I'm like, you know, I can't bring you to my factory here, but I could bring you into my world. And that was the idea. I wanted to bring you into my art world.
Yeah.
I know you're collecting these cards, and I know you don't collect art toys. And that was the best part, because a lot of people collect Funko Pops. A lot of people collected other things, but they don't collect art toys. So I said, he's like, wait a minute, I'll collect art. So I said, you know what? How do I bring you into my world? And I think this was a great opportunity to do so, and in a physical format type of way, where now you never collected an art toy, you never collected canvas before, you never collected something from this artist, but now you have a piece of something that you were kind of like, do I get this or not? But now you have a one of one from an artist.
Yeah.
And now you're like, this is the greatest thing ever. I want to do this. I want to collect more of this. This makes me happy. And I can't tell you the countless amount of times that people, not only with the golden ticket, but just collecting creatives and then supporting an artist that's in the creatives and saying, I never collected this and now I do. And I know the money is going to the artist and not going to a higher corporation. This is great. Supporting an artist and supporting a small business feels a lot better than supporting Jeff Bezos and giving him more gas money to go to outer space. You know what I mean?
For sure. And it's cool because all three of us here have touched gold. 2 of them have won it. I'm just the schlub that gives the heat out, although I did get the 101, so that was pretty cool. But so I mean, the golden ticket concept, brilliant. Are we going to see that in Series 3 again?
I'm hoping to. Yeah, I'm hoping to. I think it was pretty successful. I think it did the job. I think the message was conveyed correctly, and it's very positive. And it's a great opportunity for collectors, I think.
That and the 101s. The 101s make it like attainable, but not obtainable. Like you got to open a lot of packs to get one, but I think you got to have the 101 aspect. You really do.
So there's 23 golden tickets, and there's 75. There's 70 artists, but there's 75 1-of-1s.
That golden ticket right there, that one, I cannot believe we pulled that specific golden ticket. That one.
So Red, let's talk about that real quick. So we have S1, 2, and 3. Is that correct?
We do have an S1, S2, S3, S4, S5.
Oh wow!
In those boxes.
In those boxes, there's up to 5. Yeah, 5 1-of-1s.
In series
3 of what? 2.
In Series 2.
Oh,
Because 3 of them have already been pulled, right? Or 2 of them? 3 of them.
2 or 3.
So I pulled in the
2.
Saldana
Yeah,
Saturday stream last week. I pulled 2S or
Correct.
S2. Wait, is it
Correct.
2S or S2?
and
Yes,
Kevin
so-
has
2S.
one.
Now, hold on, because Kevin asked this question in the chat, so this is perfect timing. So Kevin,
Where did he-
who you guys all know,
Oh, did I?
pulled originally the 1S.
Yeah.
And he traded me the 1S for a signed Chris Evans Captain America pop. And he wants to know, Red Guardian, did he make the right shrewd decision?
Terrible choice. Terrible choice.
Best trade in history, baby.
After that Beckett information released.
Yeah, right. Good timing on the Ditto trade. I'm like, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that, Kevin.
Kevin,
Thank
just
you.
go ahead and turn off the stream. It's okay, Kevin.
So we want to clarify. So we've pulled 2 of the S cards. There's 3 more available in Series 2 that we haven't pulled.
Yeah. So you still in total estimating you have like 40 to 50 1-of-1s that are still out there.
Well, I got to go buy every box now. Thank
Yeah,
you. I got to go, guys. I'm gonna go buy every box. I'll be right back.
You could finish the entire set, but there's still a reason to buy another case
Yep.
to get another 1-of-1.
Yeah.
It's just
People
Now-
like
100%
the hunt.
agree.
mhm.
People
Because
like
I
the
would be
hunt.
done at this point. At this point, now that I've completed the set, working on another set, I would be done if there wasn't 1-of-1s. You know what I mean? Like that
Now, the
makes it
1-of-1s
fun to
aren't-
collect.
Yes. So that's the thing. So my conflict when creating this series was to make it so that you collect it and it's fun and make it fair. But it's the collectible aspect makes it even more fun. You know what I mean? Going out there to get 1-of-1s and golden tickets, and even more so DIY, getting DIYs done by your favorite artists. Those are the things that make it fun. That's the side missions part of it. Yes, you can collect you can complete your checklist and complete the series. That's number 1. That's your main mission. But all the other stuff, that's if you choose to accept, and go ahead and go have fun,
That's kind of like the easy, medium, or hard level of a video game, like
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Well, and this guy over here, to my side right here, Rock and Row, our host for the evening, he and I have a little bit of a competition. It's fueled us a little bit. It's fun, actually. It is kind of fun because like a couple weeks ago in my stream, I had opened so many cases and so many packs and had yet to pull any heat, and all of a sudden it's like Murphy's Law, right? But he buys the last 3 packs in the night for me, and he goes, I just got this gut feeling. And I'm like, son of a bitch. As soon as he bought those packs, my stomach sank. I knew. I'm like, this son of a bitch.
And on top of that, wait, Bo, on top of that, E was in there. E wanted those packs, and he let me have it because he didn't want to upbid me.
I didn't want to upset.
That's the problem with Whatnot. We're all friends, and we don't want to upbid each other, which is the point of the platform.
He's like, no.
It's not even that. I should have done it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we got to start. We got to put the gloves on. We got to start playing hardball now because we got some heat still to pull.
Well,
so if you feel it,
4S and 5S, like we're gonna need one of those because yes, we have a golden ticket, but we don't have a 101 yet. We need one of those.
Yeah.
So now, just to clarify, what the 1S is, 1 through 5S, the S's are special cards, and the cards are supposed to be released for a special occasion.
Look what Winnie said.
Whether it be a convention, whether it be a meetup, whether it be something online, just something in general. So the 1S was released with the first 100 customers that pre-ordered the creatives, so they got the 1S cards. So it was 100 cards, and they got them. Then the 3S, I skipped 2 purposely. The 3S was released for Creatives Con. So anyone who got a bag, what did I call them? A convention bag.
Mm-hmm.
Got a 3S card, which I think I have.
It was like a white background with the TC that was like red and
Oh, I don't have it here.
Super fire.
But got that card. And by the way, some of those bags are still available, so you can still get that card, that S card, 3S card. Then there's now the 2S and 4 and 5S to be released.
Well, I have 2 of them. I got to get them all now. So come on.
That was
I'll corner the market on the S.
So do we want to change that since we know what we got for heat? How do we go about what's the next step for creatives? The big news this week was Beckett, right? Beckett came on board, and they're going to be grading the cards. Just like a football card, basketball card, whatever. Yep. Beckett is going to be grading them, and I can even see Beckett eventually someday going to one of the conventions that all the artists are at, doing signature verifications.
So
give us a little scoop on Beckett and how that's going to play out.
Yeah, so Beckett is one of the most trusted card grading companies out there for years, since God knows how long, but they've been around. And we also know PSA as well, but PSA is not grading these cards. Only Beckett is. I had to put together this project. This was a shot in the wind again, but but we have a legit series here. You know what I mean? And I created this package for them, and they had all this. This is not something to be taken lightly, where you say, hey, put us on your site. This is like a company that's like, no, we have requirements. You can't just have a Joe Schmo saying, hey, I made these cards. You want to grade? Can you grade them for me? They're going to be like, no, get out of here. Like, there's a whole thing in a packet, diagrams. Like these guys, they're really meticulous on how things are done, because they grade cards that are $10,000, $100,000 cards, slab them. And people respect whatever the price is attached to that card, just because they're slabbed by Beckett. You know what I mean? And they have to be this way. They have to be meticulous on who they choose to deal with, and whatever the case would be. So I was like, listen, give me the requirements.
Back in the 80s, when I collected sports cards, Beckett used to come out with the books that had the card number, and every month they would put out a new book of all baseball cards, and they would tell you the price of that what it's valued at. So Beckett's been around forever.
Dude,
yeah,
the creatives is a part of that. So on their site, they have every creative listed. So you can make your account online and do your checklist, and as people start getting grades, you'll start seeing prices attached to every single artist as they do it. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. And you'll be able to, it's just nuts. So the creatives is not just listed. We're part of the family of Beckett now. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. And getting that email after you guys seen it, the stories of me doing this packet, you know, just kind of teasing. And, you know, I was like, listen, I'm doing this. They're probably going to be like, hey, get out of here, dude. Like, what's wrong with you? You know, give us some more Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? No. They were like, all right. A lot of back and forth. It wasn't just immediate. A lot of back and forth. And they were like, yeah, you're done. Like, this is it. You're good to go. Congratulations.
Did you cry happy tears? I feel like I would have cried happy tears. I like, if you come to Austin next week, shot. I'm buying you a shot in celebration. This a big deal.
I'm more of a punch in the air and cursing whoever said you can't do this, or cursing like those people. Yeah. That's what I do. You know what I mean? I'm that type of person.
I'm going to send a bunch of cards in. I am. I'm going to send some cards in and get them done. My 101s for sure. And I'm all. It's just going to be amazing to see in a slab like your sports cards. Like, it's going to be so cool to get.
Well, people don't realize
number
that.
10s.
Yeah, people don't realize how much this solidifies the creatives as a legitimate trading card. I hate calling it a project anymore now at this point. You know what I mean? Like, it's a legitimate card. Eventually, you'll be able to sell your slabbed creatives for crazy amounts of money. Now, we're dealing with artists now. We're not dealing with the baseball player. We're dealing with artists now. So you have artists that I was saying that are working very hard at their craft. They're working with people. They're traveling the world, and they're doing a lot of things. And they were, you know, I hate giving levels, but this is what it is. You know, you're this small and you're just creating in your basement, but now you've worked hard over the years, and now you're this, and now your art is going for this amount of money on your this. Well, I collected him when he was his rookie card. Basically, that's what it is. You know what I mean? And now it's this amount of money. You know what I mean? So it's not just one of ones. You got 3 cards from this person. You know what I mean?
So speaking about, like, you know, artists being at this level or this level, going forward, do you feel like you'll always kind of include the artists that are lesser known, or can we ever expect to see like big name artists, you know, Tristan Eaton, or, you know, like some of those like crazy, like, you know, what is your criteria for that?
So it's anyone. There's no question in my mind that I'm going to include artists that respect their craft, right? Yeah. Let's just say you have a big artist out there and they end up just being the worst type of person, but they want to be a part of the project. And quite honestly, I'm the creator of it, and I want people to look up to a lot of these artists. You know what I mean? An image. And if I feel like you're not game for it, you're out, dude. And this is different than being an asshole, right? Or a jerk. This is more of a being represented, just being a good human. You know what I mean? So I will include a Tristan Easton. You know what I mean? I will include that type of person, but I am also going to include. There you go. I'm going to also include my rising stars. I'm going to include artists that. Everyone, really, anyone and everyone that could be a part of it, that could represent the right way. Listen, you're representing, you know what I mean? Like, this is New York. This is me. You're representing yourself. You want to put stick figures on there? It better be the best stick figures you've ever done in your entire life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So a friend of us in the community, Grouper Dog, Daniel, he was asking yesterday on a stream. He actually wanted me to ask you this question, and it's a perfect transition for this.
Okay.
So the Rising Stars you mentioned, are they going to be upgraded in Series 3 to stars now? I mean, to regular cards, or will there be a new batch of Rising Stars? What are you going to do with the Rising Stars now?
So I think the Rising Stars was a last minute. addition just so I can still get my way and get who I want to get on there anyways. So it's
Yeah.
my cheating way of getting an artist that is trying to do their best to be a part of the whole to really do their best, right? They want a shot. And hell, if Series 3 at the time, if Series 3 wasn't able to work out, sorry, Siri.
No need to apologize.
I said Siri.
All right, Siri.
Then at least I got them on cards. You know what I mean? That was the
Right.
whole idea. You know what I mean? I got them on cards, and whew, you know, I was successful. But yeah, I think I don't know what could happen with Series 3. I don't know if they could be a part of it. You know what I mean? I haven't really fully thought about how to do this. One good idea that someone brought up was all new artists, but all the artists that were a part of 1 and 2 will have to vet the next artist going forward.
Ooh, that's kind of cool. I like that.
What do you mean vet?
So let's say I know an artist that is now rocking the scene, or they're doing their best, or whatever the case would be, and I trust them. I vet this person. This person, tell this, this person is in the series, and I don't have to do it, but it's more like they get pushed to the front, and we get to choose them the right way. So a vetting thing now creates more of a community behind the scenes too. Is like, listen, we're now including everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you
So
think?
that's a good idea too, to be honest. You know,
What do you think about maybe, I don't know, Series 3, 4, beyond, whenever, starting to include cards that are profile cards on the individual artist with like a little bio on the back or something?
So that's how it started. That's how I designed the card originally, like that, where it was a biography on the back, and it was like, hey, Red Guardian started in the Bronx, and the whole thing just like that, just like Marvel cards did. That was the whole idea. Like, hey, this is Phoenix, and she was this and this, that, and stats. And I was like, how do I get bios for 70 artists that don't care to write? Some of them don't care to write.
Right.
Some of them don't even want you to know who they are and where they come from. Yeah,
that's true. That's true, yeah.
So I'm like, all right, how do I do that? And I'll write it for them. I'll say, hey, whatever. Oh, I'm good at writing, But I was like, nah, let me not do that. Even pictures were tough. Pictures were tough in itself just to get them from people. You know what I mean? They're like, no, I don't want to show my face.
The TNT plastic one, man, that's our favorite.
That's the best
part. From person to person. Like, some people will just have a black square. Some people have, them just cheesing, like it's like a yearbook photo. And then you got TNT plastic with aprons.
So, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is true. They did there was a charity event of some artists, and it was a calendar. So they used their calendar photo.
That's funny.
Sexy. It was a sexy calendar of casters.
That's hilarious.
So they used, and I was like, bro, this is what you want. I don't care. This is it. They're like, no, this is it. I'm like, bro.
That's great.
So what can you tease about Series 3 right now? I know you kind of pick the artist and you do all that when there's 3, whatever left, but what can you tell us that's maybe is anything different? Anything coming up that you thought, okay, I'm including this now in Series 3?
I'm going to now look for bigger names. Okay. Not many, but I want to include bigger names. And different creatives in general. One of the ideas that just kind of like flew in during Series 2 was a musician, where, because they're an artist too, but you get their cards in wave form, and you'll position your phone or something on there, and you'll get to let each one as a track, so you get to listen to their music.
That's crazy.
Those will be the soundtracks of the Whatnot streams.
There you go. But it'll be their track, you know what I mean? Or a sample of their music, you know what I mean? Because now it's like, oh, I don't listen to classical, I don't listen to hip hop, but this guy's pretty good. That's all I need. That's what I need. I need you to just listen. Yeah. And that takes it back to the Wu-Tang days, right? To Wu-Tang, or even now, where they showed up with cassette tapes and they were like, we don't know who you are, but here, look, here's a cassette tape. Listen to my stuff. They do it now with CDs and stuff, you know.
Well, at NYCC, we had like a whole line of guys trying to hand us sample CDs.
Don't do it, by the way. Don't do it. A lot of the CDs are hacked. Like they hack the computers.
Oh yeah. Well, so we were at the Museum of Graffiti pop-up in Austin recently, and Ron English had some cards, which we ended up getting, and on the back of his had like a Spotify link, you know, which is kind of the same idea where you know scan the thing, and
it's Ron English too, so that music was wild. You know, it's,
so I want to include that. I want to include technology to some extent where I can make a deal with a Spotify or someone where they can represent and we can get some funding as well, you know, some representation from other different types of brands out there. I think now at this point we're definitely worth it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So
sure.
I want to be able to include different types of creative outlets, you know. That's the kind of thing I wanted to do. Even Series 1, I had a cook from Jamaica. He wasn't able to do it, but he creates these dishes that are just nuts. And he's represented by Ninja as well. And I was like, dude, you make great food. I've eaten your food. It's amazing. He was like, all right, I'll make these dishes. And in the back was supposed to be the ingredients and how to make it. That was the idea.
That's
That
incredible.
was way in the beginning.
That's crazy, man. I mean, you already had like with Tim Ceramics, you know.
Yeah.
That was great. That was a good catch.
Yeah.
Because Tim, he's like, even he was like, what the fuck? A trading card? I don't have it. I don't draw. I'm like, it's not about drawing, dude. Like, you make stuff. He was like, but how? I was like, take pictures of it. Like, he's like, yeah, but it's a matchbook. I'm like, it's made of ceramic, dude.
The matchbook is my favorite. Oh my gosh. The fact that you don't even realize that that's ceramic when you're looking at it.
And the cardboard.
And, and Red, I can't tell you how many times in streams, you know, whether it's E&B or me or Rock or any of the people that are running the creatives, how many times those Tim Ceramics cards come up and they are a topic of conversation and some of the people's favorite cards all the time. Constantly.
See, and I think that's where we shine, right? Because including and outside the box, which affiliate code should I use? You should buy 4 boxes, one each.
There you go.
That's why we like Red.
Oh, we love you, Kevin.
There's 3 here.
What? So I have when I'm listening, when I get cut off like that, I can go to my YouTube on my phone and listen. So I'm still hearing the chat. I just can't be on it. So did the artists get anything for being in this? Like they didn't get their own cards, correct? Because they don't have their 1-on-1s.
There is a contract.
So
yeah, there's a contract and there's stuff behind it.
You're also getting a heck of a lot of notoriety too, which I think for a lot of these people is probably
no. Well, I don't mean that. I don't mean that as much as they don't get a special card that says they were in it or anything like that. Correct?
No, they don't. No. But I think for the most part, just having your art on trading cards is just nuts in itself. And I think that's what most express to me anyway. 100%. But myself being an artist, and I hope a lot of people are listening that are trying to get in the game or trying to promote artists and all the stuff. There's a thing where it's a big negative in the scene, and it's a big negative that's been around for a while, where you say, if you do this for me and do it for low cost or do it for free, I'll spread your name around. I'll represent you, or anytime something comes up, I'll tell people about you so that, and it's a very negative thing to do. You know what I mean? And it's shamed on, and it's not a good thing. But I must say the creatives is one of those things where it's not that, but it actually did that correctly. It actually fulfilled that idea of putting your art in, and you actually get real representation and real followers and real money at the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean? I was a part of a podcast with City Kitty, and he mentioned that. He was like, dude, you know, a lot of the times your projects, not your projects, but projects in general, people come from you from every which way and saying, hey, I got this idea. You could be a part of it, do the art, and I'm sure it's going to blow up, and it doesn't go anywhere. And a lot of the times behind the scenes, we do tons of artwork that doesn't go anywhere for people. And we get burnt out from that kind of stuff and that kind of idea. You know what I mean? And it's not that we don't want to help. We want these projects to succeed, but they don't go anywhere. And you know, like he said, the fact that this worked and it didn't, and you know, we put our time and involved in it and our art, and then it worked. It brings a new light to it. It's a thank you. You know, like finally we were a part of something that actually worked. You know, so I guess what I'm trying to say is, pay your artists. You know what I mean? Like really try to. If you want to help us, buy our stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
that's true. Let's get the chat to ask some questions. I can kind of monitor. I know Rock's having a little bit of internet issues, but I'll gladly monitor the chat for questions that come in, guys. If you have anything that you want to ask Red about the creatives, about a shirt, about that cool stitch behind him, whatever. Let's get some questions from you guys too.
It's really cool to see a lot of like whatnot community in here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're a tight knit group. I think even if you're in a different category, sometimes we come crossbreed our categories, and it just catches on like that.
I'm trying to convert. See, my mission in life for the past, like prior to this last year, was to convert Funko followers and Funko buyers. I had a whole campaign.
Whoa, that's what we're doing.
Had a whole thing, and that's exactly what I do at shows. Don't get it twisted. Like I'm like, all right. I buy $10 Funkos. I'm like, yeah, no. Now you buy $100 Funkos. That's how it works, right? So don't play yourself.
Funko was my gateway drug.
That's exactly what I say. So I'm like, yeah, you're buying your $10 pops. It goes to $10. It goes to $100, and now you're like, oh, I want that pop, and it's $100 and then something happens. You get bored. You're like, okay, I got walls and walls and walls of boxes with stuff, but what do I do with? And you know, you gotta climb over walls. You know, you don't know what color paint is on your wall anymore. You know, you're like, what's going on? You don't even see the figures because you're now putting them vertically. You know, like now you don't even see the figures anymore. You're like, you know what? I collect Batman. I'm gonna get every single Batman. You know, Funko Pop.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Take it easy. Hey,
that was on purpose. I know.
We've got a few questions coming in. Pop Couple is asking, are you going to do a West Coast event this year?
I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm trying to do that with
Vegas.
If I do Vegas, then then it's Vegas.
You can crash on Rock's couch.
We got to go.
There you go.
Yeah, I got a room. I got an office here.
Panda's asking if all of the artists submitted pieces for the golden tickets. Kind of how did that process work?
So it was the same. It was exactly the same way. It was like, all right, I got this idea, and it's always like, oh Jesus, whatever it is, Red, we're doing it. I'm like, no, okay. So here's the thing: create art, but create something that's going to be a one-off and that represents you. You know what I mean? Whatever. It could be something small, it could be something big, but it's you. So whatever we send for this golden ticket, they have a piece of you as a person. And they're like, all right, we can do that. Do that. You know, so that was the whole idea.
That number that is on the golden ticket card, like there's a ticket on the back that you put onto the website, right?
Yep.
Is that already linked to that artist?
Yep.
So you already know. It's not like, oh, the next artist, whoever gets a golden ticket gets the next artist.
Oh no, I wouldn't. Yeah, it's not that. That's attached to someone. Yeah.
Do you like how Rock subtly flexed his golden ticket? How do up and coming artists get a hold of you to submit potentially for becoming part of the creatives?
So definitely don't do it through DMs. I'm going to have an artist call. And the artist call will be on Instagram, and it'll be via email. So a lot of people don't have social media, but you do have email. And if you don't have email, I don't know what's wrong with you. So It'll be sent via email, and you'll have a form on the creativestcp.com. That's how we did it last time. And you'll submit your work. So there are artists in Series 2 that do not have social media, but they have good art. You know what I mean? And they were like, well, I don't have thousands of followers. Well, I don't care. You have artists in Series 2 that only have 100 followers, but they have they do amazing art, you know? So it's not about followers, it's about your work. You know, it just has to be consistent work. It has to be something that you do, you know what I mean? That you like to do, you know? And that's what the Rising Stars kind of separated, whereas like they started doing this work. You know what I mean? They started trying to work for themselves. Now the creatives is artists that are, I don't want to say established, but they're doing work, currently doing work. And they put their pictures on the artist call. You were able to submit, like, I think it was like 5 files or portfolio or something. And I went through every single one of them. It took about a week and a half to go through everybody's stuff. And to delete some stuff, some people, and yeah.
Are you going to be at 5 points?
Go
Somebody
ahead.
wants to know.
I will be at 5 points, yeah.
Okay.
I will be. And if I wasn't
Nice.
accepted, I would have been on a truck outside in the New York fashion with a booth anyway.
MegaCon.
Man, MegaCon twisted me up. Is there an option
So
to
Pop
use
Couple's asking it different mediums for the cards, like jersey cards and stuff like that. You know, like they do for like they
Yeah.
get pieces of the jersey they put in the middle. They're really expensive to make. I do know that.
I have
But
that.
that would be a cool idea.
That is.
I did. I have those options available to me. Yeah, I did have those options. I had crazy, ridiculously nuts options that were available to me. These guys they make some crazy stuff. But yeah, I could have done that. Yeah.
I feel like I've seen there's a set. It's a very it's not a whole series. It's maybe like just 20 cards, but I think Ron English has one, and it comes with a piece of his paintbrush or something, pencil. I gotta remember what that was from, but that's a great.
But that would be awesome, right? Like if you
be-
got the bristles or.
Oh yeah.
That's definitely a great idea. And what's going to happen is I'm going to put out another form as well on the creatives where to submit ideas as well, you know, because you guys have crazy ideas, you know what I mean? And I would love to include something that's viable. And that makes sense. It just makes sense to collectors everywhere, you know? So imagine getting a paintbrush bristles or something. That's just crazy. Or a canvas piece that's embedded, you know, like you said with the jersey. I think that's amazing, you know. So it's very possible.
I hope we start seeing more. I hope we start seeing more of the creative, the artists, trying to get the word out about the cards more. I feel like there not enough of them actually. Hey, let's sharing them and maybe posting about them, that kind of stuff. Because I think that would really just help it even take off even more.
Yep.
You know, they got to be excited about having their face on a card and their art on a card,
absolutely.
that kind of thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, it takes a community effort. You know what I mean? And there's so much. Again, there's only so much that I can do, and I'll do a lot more than what I could possibly do. But it's a community effort. You know, a lot of people think, you know, that I'm this corporation, this big, and I am. I'm a machine. You know what I mean? I'm something I'm not to be effed with, to be very honest. But there's only so much I can do, just as well. You know what I mean? I'll go to the end of the world for you, but just help me, bro. Like help me. You know?
Yeah.
like
And
that.
we're trying to push it.
No,
We're
you
trying
guys
to
are doing.
push
I'm
it
not
as
telling
much
you
as we
guys to
can,
help
too.
me.
No,
You guys are helping. But
No. But that's what I mean. I think we're trying that. You know, we have Whatnot as our community and our avenue to get out in front of people and to show the cards off every day if we want. And I think that's just an awesome way to get the word out. You know.
And I've seen countless times
I think it's
on your streams. I've seen it countless times where I've seen people say, I think it was on EMB's stream, specifically where they go, oh, okay, what are those cards? What are those? Yeah, actually, all of yours. They go, everyone's, the whole motion is going on with the cards, but then you have a lot of people saying, what are those?
Yep.
And it's like, yes, aha, you're done. You're stuck. You're in the web. You know what I mean? Let's see what E says. Let's see what B says. Let's see what Ditto says to grab them, because I need to learn what terminologies, what is going on,
Hey, I'm still learning too, honestly. I mean,
I'll be there for
yeah.
support for factual situations. You know what I mean?
But see, that's what I love about it, though, Red, is because earlier you touched on this, and it's really cool. Like when Ganga or one of the artists, you are in our streams, it kind of, I think it energizes us a little bit. It kind of gives us like a, we're also being ourselves, and you're allowing us to be ourselves. You're not like frustrated when I make a joke that, Super Cooper's my best friend that I've never met and he doesn't know me, but
we gotta get Super Cooper on whatnot in Austin. Like, it would be amazing if somehow I could organically manifest Super Cooper into the whatnot chat.
He'll be my best friend someday.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try. I think I just spoke to
Super Cooper might not even be real. That might be Red's like altered,
even better
other person. It might not. Super Cooper, he might not exist.
I don't know that I even want to meet Super Cooper. I just want to continue to say that.
I think Super Cooper is Red's dog. I think the Red's dog is Super Cooper.
Did we just become best friends? So here,
yeah. Super Cooper is an awesome person.
Oh, I have no doubt. But my point is that
I'm gonna get Super Cooper on. Don't worry.
You actually enjoy the freedom of us expressing ourselves with those cards and making light in a positive manner about the art and having fun with it and playing with it. And I think that speaks kind of to the success of this whole thing, is that you're not like, all serious about it. Like, oh, come on, don't. I mean, we're having fun because we love it. We're passionate about it as much as you are,
And that's what it is, right? Yeah. I mean, a lot of people see that, they see my face. I think that's what's my face. They're like, oh, this guy's serious as hell. But I am serious when I have to be, but I'm a clown for a reason, that's my thing, and that's a passion. Yes.
Right. It's
a passion. Yeah. That's the whole thing. My clown is on my shoulder here,
love that shirt.
Here.
Yeah,
it's for sale on redguardian.com.
Yeah, go get it on the creativetcp.com.
Okay.
Go
ahead, Red. Go ahead. No, so what I was going to say is, let's switch gears a little bit. We've already been on for an hour and a half. Let's switch gears a little bit, and I want you to talk about what's like you have a lot of stuff coming up, I know, personally, with your art and your toys. What's your next character? I know there's one that you haven't released yet, correct?
Oh man, I have tons of characters, man. But I've released.
But I mean, wasn't there one on your card that you hadn't released yet?
Oh,
I thought there was one that you said you were getting ready to do
on the container, maybe.
It was the Marinara.
Oh, Marinara is not on the cards. Oh, Marinara is entirely new. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was new, but there was another character I thought was on the card that you said you were getting ready to. You haven't dropped it yet, but you were
the octopus
about doing it or something. I don't know.
That might have
the octopus with the monocle is part of it. The snake train is also. I made a lot of these characters already, by the way. They're all prototyped. Like I have them in a bin over here. Like and Mega Chunder is prototyped in clear resin. It's up there. Like a lot of them are done already, and they were put on hold for this project. Those were the whole. That was the whole thing. Even the snake train is this small, and is already made. I can show you guys. Just not the octopus yet, but yeah.
I just love that Marinara has.
So what's your next
for eyes?
Is what?
I love that Marinara has olives for eyes, because I always get made fun of for liking black olives on my pizza. So I'm like, vindicated.
That's awesome.
So this is Marinara. She's made of.
So if you follow Red on Instagram, he goes live and paints. He's trying to get me to go on and paint with him at the same time, and I get like, I can't. It's just my brain doesn't work like that. It's hard.
Yeah, I forget that I've been doing this for 3 to 4 years. Sorry, I forget that I've been doing this for 3 to 4 years.
Paint. That figure was painted live. Yeah, he painted that live these last week and a half.
Yeah. So I painted that live, and I love showing the whole process. This is the snake train. No one's seen this yet, but this is the snake train.
I like
Yeah,
that.
that's
cool.
really cool.
That's dope.
So this actually goes like.
So I wanted to
Is that a
ask you,
snake?
what's your creative process when you're creating a new character? Because I know that's just being able to think of that many characters, and each and every single one of your characters has a story behind it too.
Yep, and I made a decision. So here's the most important thing. Most important thing I could tell to any creative. And when I speak at schools, I do speak at schools, art schools, like art clubs in schools. And that's actually a question that's brought up by the kids a lot. These are teenagers. And they're like, we want to create these characters, but we want to develop them first. We want to do this first. And that's okay, because that's just insecurity on the success of the character. I don't play that anymore. I don't care for insecurity anymore. People want originality, and the only way you're going to get originality is if you just do it. And I hate that statement, because it's Nike, but it makes perfect sense. So every character of mine was actually made out of pure anger against worry and failure. So I said Chunder. Chunder's the balloon. Chunder's the skull. It was actually created in an after-school program that I was a part of. The kids and we all came up with this character, and the bare bones of the character made it. It became a character. Creative clown on the fly. That's what it was. Bones, a mummy, a pharaoh that ended up waking up in today's day and age, who loves to skateboard, who has mummy wrappings that he can extend and use it to swing around while skateboarding with sunglasses because he rocks.
It's crazy, man.
What the hell, right? His mummy wrappings also talk to him because it's also part of the whole thing. You have a snake train that my son and I created because we love Totoro. We love the cat bus. And we're like, we can relate. We like the cat bus. What can we relate to? I don't know. We can relate to the train system, the MTA. All right, what can we create? Well, the train takes us around like the cat bus. Okay, what does it look like? A snake. Boom. Put those two together. It's a snake train. Now the snake train takes all of everyone. Everyone gets inside of the snake train. Snake train goes where it needs to go to. You know what I mean? It travels with everyone. No one's really been introduced to the snake train entirely, but yeah, that's out there. I mean, I could go on and on. You know what I mean? Like Sheriff Prickles has a daughter. You know what I mean? And she lives she's potted inside of his hat because she's going to grow up to be just like her dad.
Aww.
You know what I mean?
That's awesome. That's very cool.
And she has two babysitters. Babysitters are two lizards that live on top of her. And they're always sleeping, but only come awake when they have to come up to protect her. You know? But she psychologically talks to them.
So when's the Red Guardian cartoon coming out on Netflix?
So right, so that's the plan, bro. That is the plan. I'm trying.
Don't spoil his surprises.
No, I don't have that surprise, but that's the plan. That's the plan is to get in front of. The plan is to get in front of the right people and say, "Listen, you guys do a lot of weird shit already. Look at this. Look at this. This is fun. You know what I mean? And this is made from the heart. You know, this is not made from anywhere else. I just want to see the series done."
Yeah.
And that's it, you know.
Pop Couple's asking if your son also wants to be an artist. Is he gonna
absolutely
Papa's
not.
footsteps? No.
Oh no. He's following that family tradition.
Absolutely not. He did in fact make which I gotta post. He did in fact make something that he said this sheet is gonna make so much money as an NFT. So put it up there as an NFT. I was like, oh
yeah.
No problem. I'll put it up. I'll post it. But yeah, other than that, but he is creative in like Roblox and creating these levels and in his own way. You know what I mean? It's still in a different way. So programming these levels to be this way and he'll stop a game and go into the code and recreate something, and then something forms and like replay, and it's just not. I'm not privy to that. But.
Well, let's get to. We played this game last night, Delirious, on one of our friends' streams that just decided, screw it, we're having a lot of fun. Let's get to know you a little bit. What let's ask some questions about the man, Red Guardian. So I had a fun one that I asked yesterday. I'm gonna let B&E ask some too, but I think I want to know if you were stranded on a desert island and you could only take a couple pieces of media with you, maybe a couple movies and one or two, CDs or something. Who uses CDs anymore? But you know what I mean. What would they be? Like, what would you take with you?
Well, there's electricity, no, or no electricity.
I mean, come on now. It's a make believe question, Red. He's like, wait, so there's electricity?
Whatever you want, Red.
Is there Wi-Fi on this island? I need to know.
What's the password first? I need to know.
Yeah.
I would take, if I had to take anything, I would take an iPod with all of my music.
Okay.
I like that.
I don't need anything art where I could create art with sand or.
What if you could only have 2 artists or 2 albums? What would they be?
Oh.
No, so it'll have to be a genre, not just 2 artists.
That's fine. Well,
you know what? If it had to be an artist, okay, yeah. That's okay. If it had to be an artist, it'll be MJ.
Okay.
And another artist. So I would need. It would have to be probably Beethoven. So MJ and Beethoven.
See, now I don't think many people would have guessed that. If you watch your IGs and you're driving with you and watching, you go live, I don't think people would have put Beethoven and MJ as the 2 choices. I'm going to use an E word real quick. Dope.
We talked about Funko Pops and stuff, and I'll slow down a lot. I don't really buy very many, but if there are a few that I would want to buy, and I still want the Michael Jacksons.
Oh man, I would love to have those too.
There's a couple that I want.
I have 4 of the 5.
You have 4 of them?
I have 4 of the 5. I'm missing Beat It.
You never told me that.
You want to see him?
And the fact that they did different shades of color for his face was mind blowing, bro. That was great.
I can flex a little bit. I'll show them off. That's a great lead into another question, because you are an artist by nature, right? But do you collect? Are you a collector? And if so, what do you collect?
I'm a very weird collector. I don't collect to be a completionist. But I'm a very weird collector. I like to collect things that I like. It's gotta speak to me. That's such a stupid statement, but it's gotta really speak to me immediately. And it does, but then it doesn't, because it'll be like, all right, it's a number 2 pencil. But it's got to be specifically a New York City public school number 2 pencil from the 90s.
That's
what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it has a certain lead that's inside. Well, it's not lead, but it has a certain way that it pencils, and that's what I'll collect. And I'll collect a couple of those because when I'll use those for drawing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's a figure, it'll be something odd. It's got to talk to me. Like I just recently purchased this Care Bear.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And this is from the 80s. And this is my favorite Care Bear. You know what I mean?
It looks like the lion from the Dare campaign.
That kind of looks like me when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Now, does that indicate you're a Leo? Because I've noticed you put a lot.
I am.
I've noticed you put a lot of lions on your. So if you're following Red Guardian on IG, which you should absolutely do, he's a fearless human being. I love him for it, because he will post many stories throughout the day, and I look forward to watching your stories, because some of them are other real.
Really?
I do. I love it, because I get in. It gets me kind of inside your mind a little bit. But a lot of lions. I've noticed a lot of roaring lions. A lot of
So you'll notice certain themes, and a lot of people caught on. there's certain themes and certain things that I do post, and it's more of what I post is more of sometimes when it's like a lion or something, it's I need it right then and there.
Yeah.
So if it's lion, I'm looking for courage at that moment right then and there. It's not just because I like lions. Sometimes it is, but not really. You know what I mean? If it's something cute, it's probably a situation where I just needed something cute or, something that,
Yeah.
But lions is definitely something with courage. Maybe I sent an email where it was like, yeah, F you, motherfucker. Post that lion.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I got a lion on my shoulder. I got a lion on my shoulder. I got a tattooed lion on my shoulder. When I post the Joker, something is happening. Something is in the works. I don't want to give too much away, but you'll notice that certain gifts mean something.
I like that. Yeah, no, that's cool, man. I'll tell you, it's funny because like Ian B and I have had the pleasure of meeting. I've met Rock and Row in person. I have yet to meet you in person, but I feel like we've been buddies. You know what I mean? What's that? Yeah, a week from tomorrow. But I feel like I've known you. You know what I mean? Like you
Nice.
just seem like one of these people I'm going to get along with, and that I'd want to go have a beer with.
Likewise.
And it's kind of your fearlessness. I think what I like about you is you are very similar to me in certain ways in that you are a blunt human being, and you're not going to hold back, and you're going to kind of just tell it like it is. And that's how it needs
in trouble.
That's how it needs to be, though.
Ditto, are you a Leo too?
No, I'm a Taurus.
Okay. I was gonna say, are you born on
When's your
August
birthday?
3rd?
May 18th.
Okay. When's your birthday be?
August 3rd.
An E?
August 26th.
Oh, I'm August 18th.
Hey,
Hey, right in the middle. I like it.
lots of August babies.
Rock, when's
Rock.
your birthday?
February 20th.
February.
Pisces.
You're an Aquarius?
Pisces. I'm right on the line.
Pisces.
So
we were
I was
learning a little
listening.
bit about. We were learning a little bit about Red Guardian while you were you
Yeah,
stepped
and
out.
I was listening.
Well, have you seen the other page? The miscellaneous page?
Yeah. The what your Instagram?
Yeah, have
Yeah,
you
the
seen
RG.
Ditto? Have you seen the miscellaneous page?
No, I have not yet.
Hold
It's
on,
a
what's it?
secret page that I made.
RG.
Well,
The
shit.
RGNY.
I'm gonna go look right now.
It's a super secret RG page that I made that actually you dive actually a little bit deeper into me without Red Guardian stuff.
I
And
was
it's open.
wondering how you divide those up like that. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm with Ditto. I heard Ditto say that he looks forward to your stories. Like I look forward to you walking the dog every night. Like that. It takes me back to New York. Okay, because I was at NYCC this last year. New York, first time I've ever been there, and walking down the street with all the rats coming around and the dumpsters and all that stuff, the trash everywhere. It reminds me of that minute I was back in New York, and you walking your dog every night takes me back there.
Yeah.
So, and all your
That's my old
stories.
man.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just feels like you're giving us small windows. This sounds kind of deep, but you're kind of just giving us small windows and insight into who you are. And I think that there's something endearing about that because a lot of people won't do that. A lot of people hide themselves and they're scared to put themselves out there. They hide behind something, and you're not that way in any way, shape, or form. You're very just kind of, here's who I am, deal with it.
And I was told a couple of times not to do that. You know what I mean? Like there's some things, and there's some things
never stop doing that, Red.
There's some things I do keep secret, because I just do. And that's just the New Yorker in me. But a lot of it is like you said, it's real situations. Like if I'm walking my dog, he's not my dog. That's my old man. You know what I mean? Like he sits and sleeps by my feet while I paint. So he's just as much as a part of my paintings as anything else, And he'll have paint on his fur at the end, or residue on his fur until I get up and he's ready to go to bed.
I can see
Because
Rock. Rock can vibe that. He's feeling that too. Because
24/7. There's printing going on right now as we speak. But
I've talked to Rock a lot of times when he's been in that process, and his dog's hopping all over him while he's in there painting and stuff. So it's fun.
Bear is super low key too. Like he just sleeps on me.
Yeah, and that's Jake. Jake's my old lab. He's getting old and a lot older and stuff. But yeah, he wants to be a part of the action as long as he can.
Mine's
But no,
16 years
Red, I
old.
want to thank you because again, the artist that it's just great that you can reach out to them, you can talk to them, they can, I helped Goop Master. He was putting a resin toy out one time, and he was on his Instagram Live, and he was having failure after failure on his resin print. And I knew what he was doing wrong. He was printing outside, and it was too cold in California at the time. I'm like, dude, it's the weather. And I helped him, and he was like so appreciative of that. And I want to thank you because you have been helpful for me to do just oddball things. Like I messaged you the other day of like, is there any solving the yellow paint problem on designer toys? And there's no solving it. It's just paint over it. Keep painting.
I hate
and so I just want to thank you. You helped me a lot on different things, different ideas. And I want to thank you for that because it does help. It really does.
Well, a lot of people, me coming out first in the beginning, when I was on Instagram and asking for help, and a lot of times a lot of artists were like, nah, bro, that's my secret. This is my sauce. And I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? This is art. If I find out, and it pissed me off, those kind of situations piss me the hell off because then I'm like, all right, if I find this out, I'm going to murder you with whatever I make. I'm going to eliminate you. And you don't want to get me in those mind states. Those kind of mind states are so bad. But it's like, I get there. And if you get me there, I'm going to murder you in the scene. Like, and I won't say it out there. I'll put it out there, and then you'll see whoever you are. We'll see the fruits of the labor.
Red's not competitive at all, I can tell.
bro, I hate that I'm this way.
Trust me, you that's one area where we will butt heads because I'm a very competitive person too.
I want to know. I want to know how, and I know he's competitive, and I know he has these backdoor secret like avenues. Like, how the hell did he get my sold out toy that was lottery only? That was live. We picked the names live on the internet, and he ends up with a Marty. How does that happen?
Connections, bro.
See?
I love it.
Unbelievable.
That's how, bro, this is New York, bro. This is New York. If you want something, you can make it happen and get it. Whether you get it from a crackhead that got it hot off the back of a truck.
Right.
You want it, go get it.
There's already thousands of counterfeits in New York on the streets, bro. Like,
you know how many rock and rolls? Like, there's rock and rocks and rock and rolls and rock and rolls. Now,
parties and they're just selling
parties.
Just crazy.
There's Marty's, Barties, Latardies. There's a bunch of them out there right now, bro.
That's amazing. So you're talking about the super secret kind of mentality, with that Red Guardian, extra page and the hidden page and the 101s and the golden ticket. Please, as a collector, we beg you, do never lose those limited pieces within your creatives, because that is what collectors want. They want to be able to hunt and find those limited pieces.
Yeah.
100%.
We applaud you for that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It is a fun part of the project.
Because I had 2 boxes sitting in front of me the other night, just calling my name by myself, and I ripped 2 boxes open trying to pull a 101 because
what if there's no
Ditto
101
just
in
pulled
there?
it.
Yeah, and you know why? I gotta remember it's the other way. He tells me, he texts me and he's like, all right, I'm ripping a box. And I'm like, screw you, man. Like, all right, now I gotta rip a box,
Bro, but nothing can match the energy. And I think that was one of the beginning. Oh, that's what it was. It was one of the beginning whatnots that I've seen. And it was with B. And
Oh, man.
I kid you not. It really. Listen, I understand you guys' energy, but I felt this girl's energy. I was like, damn. Oh, yeah, it was Dondo. Fuck this. And I'm like, oh, go, girl, go. Look at you. It's like, no fucking way. Dondo, no. I'm like, bro, why?
We got it on video. We got it on video somewhere. I gotta find that.
I was so sad. Like, the fact that I was holding it in my hand, like, it was the first time we had seen anything like that, and it was just like unbelievable.
Was that our first box that we opened, or the second? the first. It was early.
I don't
think
know,
it was
but
the first Series 2 creative box we had opened.
Yeah.
And it was, I just could not believe we actually had one. It was crazy.
whatever it was, I felt that energy. I was like, girl, damn. It was
Then
like,
I pulled Ditto's. Then I pulled Ditto's 101, and he's like, "Oh, you didn't cuss." And then I was like, "Let's fucking go, Ditto!"
You should have seen the note she wrote me.
And that was another funny one, right? Because that 101, that was the other night. So you pull that 101, and it was an eerie silence.
Yes.
It was like, what just happened?
Because
Yeah.
behind the camera, I was like this.
Well,
I was like,
Yeah.
What do we do?
what
Because-
just happened was he's like, should I not give it to him?
no.
So-
And that card was that is the grail of a grail card right there. That's gonna be worth so much money once it's graded.
I will show
So
it.
the S's were not supposed to be a part of the one of ones. They were
Really?
not supposed to be. Yeah. And
So
they
how
were.
did that happen
So
then? What was the
It just an error. Just an error.
really?
Wow.
Yep. So you got that card. You just released what it looks like when it does come out.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Wow.
So and there's only 50 cards of the one S's.
Right now.
So
I
whoever
will-
gets an S one of one.
I can't speak to a golden ticket. I can now speak to a 101. But everybody else in this chat and many of the people out there, it changes you. When you get a 101 or a golden ticket, you are a changed person.
Well, I tell you what, my first one of one was Playful Gorilla, right? Which is one of my favorite in the set of
He's such a
Series
good
2. He's
person.
one of my favorite artists. He messaged me like the next day when he found out it was on my old Instagram, which is now shut down. I opened it live on my Instagram. And the next day he's dude, I got to have that card. I don't care what I have to give you. You just tell me your price. I'll give you art, like whatever you need. And I'm just like, man, I don't know. This is like just happened. Like, it's like getting that
Don't do
golden
it.
ticket and that guy wanting to steal it away.
Oh
And you're
yes.
just like, no.
See?
It's mine. It's
By the
mine.
way,
They were like, run, Charlie, run home, Charlie.
Yeah.
anybody gets any more of those S's, I'll trade all the Captain America signed pops in the world for them. Let's go.
Hey, I
Let's
did
go,
ask
Kevin.
Ray if you can grade these, and he said yes, which is very
Yes.
interesting because like the back, it's tampered.
Really?
It's tampered with. Like you scratch it off. So I wonder how.
So it's
they're
gonna get like a 5. I don't even know how grading works on cards, but it's gonna get like a 2.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
to be
think I
honest,
would
but
grade it.
they would.
I don't
They
know.
can grade it. It's part of the package.
I thought that was interesting. DIYs can be graded as long as they're untouched.
Yeah.
Collab cards, same thing. That's really
Yeah.
cool. I like
So
that.
no signatures though, right? No signed cards.
No signed cards. Now, what Rock and Roll touched on is the truth. The only time a signed card can get approved is if Beckett is present on day of signature and on that table for signatures. So
And
that
man,
when
that
it's signed,
would bring some
Crazy.
serious value because
Correct.
the point of those cards is to get them signed.
Correct.
So that would be really neat to have that as an opportunity in the future.
Will that be an option?
So-
Did you talk to them about that, Red? Is that an option
can.
later? Okay.
it is. Yeah, it is. We're part of the Beckett family. There's there's Marvel, DC, Topps, the creatives.
Woo!
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's like we just got to make it happen. If this is what we want, if we need representation, that's what's going to happen. We're part of the
Yeah.
family. You know what I mean? So what I've had DMs of people saying, "Okay, Red, I see what happened here. I see what's happening. Now I got to get 2 sets, one unsigned, so in case I need to get them graded, and one signed for myself, my personal set." Which some people were doing already in advance. Some people are already getting 2 sets and a third to sell a whole set. But there's a lot of back scene.
I
So
should have.
go ahead, E.
I was saying I should have, but I don't know. I have a good stack that I like helping people get their cards because I've had so many people. Ditto is giving me so many cards. So I mean,
And vice versa. Both
I'm
ways.
giving Ditto, a stack of certain cards. So it's kind of fun to be able to trade. That's part of the.
Isn't
plan.
it weird? Like, what else would you? So somebody else brought this up, and it's a great question. Like, if what else would you have been doing? You wouldn't have been communicating any of this at all. You know, at this moment, you wouldn't have this human connection with Ditto. I mean, you guys would be friends. Don't get me twisted.
I
But
don't know. I don't know.
we wouldn't
Yeah,
be.
probably not so much.
I don't know.
Probably not. I don't think I would. Not so
We
much.
love you, Ditto.
We're only going to Austin together because he owes me a couple of bucks.
I probably would have kept that one-on-one card. I mean, you know.
He was like, what did he say? He was like, he's gonna get me. He's gonna send me a scanned copy of the card and keep the
Well,
card.
you know, it was April Fool's, so
It
Yeah.
was.
I was
You
ready
really
to be
thought it was
despunked.
a joke.
He sent me a text later.
He
was like,
asked like 5.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
sent me a text also. Like, was that a prank or did it actually happen?
I'm like, please tell me this is not some elaborate.
Well,
April
when we
Fool's
pulled it was literally the first card that was a 1-of-1 I've seen that wasn't a card in the series.
Yeah.
So when E like nudged me and showed me off camera, I was like, it
It was
didn't
so
really,
damn awkward.
yeah, I really didn't like process it in my brain. So did you know, Red, that card was actually in there?
I knew. No, I didn't know it was in the box, but I
Oh,
knew if
no,
someone.
No,
would
yeah,
find it.
no, I know. But you said it was an error, so I didn't know. if
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
like-
yeah.
Okay.
I know there's 75 instead of 7 from the 70 artists.
Got
There's
it,
So
got
is
it.
that
more.
is that card recognized then, Red? Since it's an error.
Yeah.
That okay.
Yes, it is.
Quit trying to unrecognize my card, Rock. Hell,
Is
man.
that, really, is that a real 1-on-1 or is it an
You can
error?
send it my way.
What loophole can we get that Ditto's card doesn't count?
Yeah. But no, I really was super confused when you showed it to me because at first I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I was like, hold on, what is that? You know? And so, yeah, and then I got really excited because I forgot who bought the pack we were showing. And then I saw who it was that said, bought. And I was like, yes.
So here's really how it went. There was a left and a right side of the pack, right? Ditto, I went right before Ditto and bought 4 packs. I went all right, and I never go all right. If I would have just went 2 and 2, I would have been on the left side, got that 1-on-1, and Ditto would have lost.
He would not be here
mind.
right now. He would not. He wouldn't be
Rock-
part of this YouTube.
Rock, it was destined for me to get that card.
No, and I'm glad you got it. Don't get me wrong. But it was that close
Yes.
to not happening. Honestly.
I was just happy. I was happy because I was, as much as I joked around with you, I was thrilled that I pulled the 1-on-1. But you know how hard I was on a hunt for those. I'm ripping,
Rock.
like literally, Red. You don't understand. I will
Yo.
call E at like midnight, and be like, bro, the creatives, as much as I love them, they're evil because I have 3 boxes across my room staring at me, and I'm gonna rip them open because I gotta find a golden ticket or a 1-on-1. It's great. I love
But
it.
Rock gets everything, dude. Like it's
does.
funny as hell.
I know he's. I don't know. Are you Irish,
Not
Rock?
true. That's not true. Ditto got that 1-on-1. I didn't get
But
that.
you were that close of
I
getting
was,
it because
I
of
was close.
what you normally do.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
hey, I want a 1-on-1. That'd
And
be cool.
Winnie sang him Alicia Keys.
Oh yeah, no,
E
I
pulled-
want a golden ticket. I want a 1-on-1.
Oh, yeah. So when E pulled the 1-on-1, we were on a Whatnot stream, but it was not our own box. It was Winnie's box.
I don't think Winnie knew what exactly the golden ticket was.
He was like, "You
But-
get
but
to
he-
go on a trip with your family," and then he starts singing
He
Alicia
serenaded
Keys.
me with Alicia Keys, and I'm just like, this is. I was like shaking already, and I'm just like, what's happening right now? This guy is serenading me right now.
We could reenact it real
It was
quick.
beautiful, but I love you, Winnie.
Oh,
Red, I want you. You had said earlier today you were on a stream, and I love this is another thing I love about Red Guardian because he's some fucking maniac. He will literally be in his car with his phone facing him, driving through bridges and just talking to everybody. So earlier today, I popped on, saw you. Hey, Ditto, you ready for tonight? Yeah, blah blah blah. And you said that you had questions for us.
Yes. So let me try to remember what's this, 'cause I'm
Perfect.
too busy laughing right now. What would you add to the creatives, you guys? What would you add? What would you want from Series 3?
Ditto not to get a 1-on-1 or a golden ticket. If that can happen, I'm all in. I'll buy them all.
Perfect.
Wow.
Wow.
So I'll mark the boxes this time. Didn't would have to buy under an alias in order to get one.
I again, here's the thing. At first I didn't like Series 1 as much, but I love the artists and the cards in Series 1. But to open the pack, Series 2 is 100 times better because of the golden ticket and the one-on-ones.
Yeah.
Like I have this Series 1 box sitting across from me. I'm not that excited to open it yet because I just know there's the artist cards I want. I want to complete the set, but once that's done, there's no one. I mean, I want the one-on-ones. Like that's part of the hunt.
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking about it and I really think I'm going to do it. That master case that I bought, I think I'm going to do a live opening and open all 10 boxes and then just give the extra cards away. Like after I complete a second set, just
except for the golden ticket.
well, yeah.
And the golden tickets and the one of ones.
Yeah,
That's hard.
right. He's like, all right,
You know they're in there.
But
Everybody else can have it.
So is that?
But
guaranteed?
Go ahead. man.
Almost, it's almost guaranteed. Well, put it to you this way: there's this many one of ones and golden tickets left, and there's the boxes
Equal.
they have to be. Yeah, they have to be in
All
there. They just have to be.
Well, master case away. Here we
I
go.
would have to say 99.9%. You get a case, a master case. There's going to be a couple of one-on-ones.
Take my money, Red. Take
By
it.
the way, Red, you just sold out.
I
was gonna
at the
sit
bare
on it.
minimum, there has to be a couple of one-on-ones at the bare
Seriously,
minimum.
I was gonna sit on it for a while, just like it would be great to have a master case of Series 1 right now, right? But dude, I'm addicted. I want more. Like, give me more.
So somebody in the chat said flopped cards.
Flopped cards. That would be interesting.
Or glow in the dark. But I forget, there was actually somebody that brought this up. It would be cool to have sticker cards.
That's what I said. Yes.
That'd be really cool.
Yes, I was gonna say I think that sticker cards would be really neat, and I also think that I don't know if this is even a thing because, like I said, I'm not a trading card pro, but like either blacklight cards because we're huge blacklight fans, or some Kevin said glow. We are, or glow in the dark cards. Like somehow, some way to get that ink to really play off the light would be.
We call those glomosexuals. That's what we call them.
Glomosexuals. I mean, basically, from what the things so far, like with Pop Couple, saying, pieces of the canvas, we're saying black lights. I guess there's variety. People love variety, I guess. And there's already tons of variety.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the golden tickets just kind of opened up the doors to what if,
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he's got an entire blacklight room, so he really would like those blacklight cards.
Oh, yeah.
King Gonga, who actually just asked, can we see Red Guardian cards in Series 3? Which I had that same question.
I will not be a part of Series 3.
What?
Why?
Because no artists.
Yeah, he said all new artists. And when he said that, I was wondering if that was going to mean no red cards. Oh.
I feel like you should put at least a lenticular in or something to make your stamp because it's your thing, man.
People forget that the creatives cards are also me.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So
then you'll still have
a rising star.
Oh, okay. A rising star.
Yeah.
I'll be a rising star.
Star.
An alias. I'm Pink Guardian.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that you'll still be there with the creatives cards. Okay.
So there are creatives cards. A lot of people forget that. I can sign those cards as well.
So Lebowski is Gaming is asking how much is a master case. So
if you want a master case, an automatic master case purchase is 10 boxes. So if you purchase 10 boxes or multiples of 10, it's a master case. And it's going to be, and you'll have to just let me know in the notes if you want me to open it and put some checklists inside because you're probably going to sell them and you want to give checklists to people. I've had people say, do not open the master case. Take it from the floor, put a label on it, and ship it. And I'm okay with that too. You know what I mean? Because I understand the feeling of it's open, you may have tampered with it or whatever the case may be, But once you get it, it's not tampered.
And we're not going to, there's a lot of affiliates. We don't want to step on each other, but you can get an affiliate code and get 10% off too as well.
Yeah. So order 10, you get a master case, and you're almost guaranteed, to be very honest. At this point, And here's the other part of it, right? As I go lower, it's harder now to get artists' cards now because there is a limited amount of artists' cards out there. So you may not, at the very end of it, you're more than likely not going to be able to complete a set until you start trading with others.
Yeah, right.
So either way, it's almost mandatory to be a part of the community and talk to each other, you know, and get others involved that you trust.
That's part of, yeah, that I was gonna say that's like half of the fun right there.
And the project came at the perfect time too. You know, it really did.
I think now I agree with you. I'm kind of thinking the way you're thinking, Red. Like it's hard to call it a project now that you're grade worthy. You're going to have to change that P. It's going to have to be the Trading Card Pro or something like that now.
Trading Card Pro.
Are we gonna start battling artists now, or what? How many hit points Nikki Davis have?
Yeah, I was gonna say when Rock said he wasn't into Series 1, I think that like one of the reasons that did we know Nikki Davis before Series 1 or like I was gonna say because that was one of the artists for us personally because we're from Texas and you know we love his stuff. So then
here's the thing, like what you're mentioning right now is the central part of the grading and grading, but the value of a card, the value of an artist. I may not be a fan of Nikki Davis. I am a fan of Nikki Davis.
I was going to say, who's not a fan of Nikki Davis?
But here's the thing. I may not be a fan of Nikki Davis. Yeah. So his value to me is nothing. You know what I mean? So you may have it by Beckett and you may have it slapped and everything, but it doesn't mean anything. But you have someone that's out in Texas that follows him and that really understands him and his art. And that value, his value to that person is way higher than you can ever imagine at that point. You know what I mean? So that's where Beckett saw this and said, this is not normal. This is a little bit different now. Because now the value is based on more factors rather than just stats. You know, a player's stats. Now this is based on a human factor. This is based on you against you. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot different now. And then the fact of the matter is, once that happens, that interaction happens, now you've set the price for Nikki Davis.
Yeah.
And now the Sharks or whoever's reselling or whoever you are, it doesn't matter if you're reselling and buying to resell. Do your thing. I could care less, to be very honest, if you're not into the project, but you just want to make money off of it. Do your thing, guys. But now you guys have set the role of the price for the card. And now these people that just use it for sales and just use it to resell now say, oh, $60 for this card and it's slapped and it's by Beckett and it's a 10. Start buying all of those.
Right.
And now I know that which region to start selling these cards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a lot. Now you guys get to be a lot more technical, you know, like Chris RWK in New York is.
Well, Chris RWK anywhere, honestly.
Well, anywhere.
I was going to say on Whatnot, especially, like, we're all huge fans of him. We're huge fans of Nikki. Like, and I think maybe because they have designer toys in cases, you know, that they're maybe more known than some of the other artists, but like those artists specifically are very well known.
I think somebody in the chat has a question.
Yeah, our host in the chat.
ROWE, whoever that guy has a question.
I think I'm familiar with the name ROWE.
Oh, he's the one that sold me the bootleg.
Yeah, he wants to know why was card 13 so damn hard to get.
Who knows? I don't know.
So we have a theory. Can I throw this theory out there and tell us if we're onto something? Because Rock knows a little something about cards from his, you know, heyday back in the day. Here he comes.
Oh,
all right.
The devil.
I don't want to steal Rock's thunder. Well, yeah, if he ever comes back on. So here, I'll ask the question. Okay, Rock, you're back. Talk about your theory on the corner cards and everything.
Okay, so I've heard this from other card people that collect cards and the sheets and stuff like that. Is it, and you may not know this, but certain cards on the corners of the sheet, the full-size printing sheet, they either get damaged and they don't use them, or it just doesn't get made as many as the cards maybe in the middle. Have you heard that, or did they talk about that, or is there any truth to that, because there is certain cards that you get a bunch of,
Get that
and you
graded.
get a, well, yeah, that's just a misprint, but like there's cards that you get that lenticular of Ezra, you get a ton of them, but like card 13, I couldn't pull that after 10 boxes. It's just weird.
So here's the thing, right? So when they manufacture these cards, print a bunch of them and they put it on this 6-foot box, you know, and all the cards are inside, and it's like a magazine, like a gun magazine, right? And they load them all into this big machine, and it's a sorting machine, sorting and packaging machine. And this trading cards in general was made for people who buy 1 pack at a time, 2 packs, not boxes.
Oops.
So it'll go down the line, and that box will fill those 6 cards in that line, and the next 6, and the next 6, and then it'll go back in terms of, you know, how it sorts through each pack, you know. So if Ezra's cards was loaded that moment, that's what's going to be put in those packs at that moment. You know what I mean? Ezra's cards. And then they take it out after a certain while, and they reload it with a different magazine of cards, and those get sorted inside. So technically, it's not made for us maniacs to collect. You know what I mean? It's made for a person that goes to a store. That's why the boxes are retail boxes. To go in and say, I'm going to buy 3 packs today. You know, that kid that bought 1 pack, you know, and then say, Mom, can you give me another $10? No. Us, give me box now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So for series
Give
3,
me
I need a box from your bathroom. I need a box from under your bed. I need a box from the closet.
So
not all from the same spot.
So people have asked that on series 1. People have asked that. They would say, okay, can you give me one from one box, another from another box, another from another box, and another from another box? And I would do that.
That's cool. But
I'm not doing that for this one, to be honest. I'm not doing it because they have
That's
to
a lot of work.
you already got a packet. That's good.
It is what it is.
Who's I was gonna ask you, who is Red's top 3 favorite artists?
Top 3 favorite artists.
Woo.
Todd McFarlane, Greg Capullo, and this is a tough one, but Jim Lee or Angel Medina.
So you're a comic book guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how he started.
That's
yeah,
great.
That was his main thing, right?
So the idea was to work for Marvel, and now you'll start seeing the correlation. I'm reading Wizard. I was like, wow, wait, you can leave Marvel Comics. Why the hell would you leave Marvel Comics and DC Comics and form Image? Like, you could do that. You could do things on your own. You know?
Yeah.
You could say F the man and do things on your own? What?
Go independent.
What the hell is independent?
I don't want to make you like pick favorites with the series, but what about out of the creatives, top 3? Top 3 favorite designs, not artists, but the work that they did out of series 1 and series 2.
If nothing else, a few of your favorite cards, you don't have to kind of, you know,
there you go.
right.
His own.
That's hard.
Red Guardian.
It's like
Your Lenny on series 1 is insane.
Yeah, it really is.
Insane.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you. That was fun to make.
Yeah.
I had to get every single color in the rainbow in there.
Remember when I asked you earlier if there was any questions that were off limits? This is the question.
No, because I'm thinking now. I'm going through it.
We're not picking favorites. It's just
no, for me, because I'm not gonna I can't flat out choose a favorite, but I'm more about the journey of the person going through. So one would be for a fact Sneaky.
I love Sneaky.
Because of the drive and him putting me on the spot on series 1 and forcing to be a part of series 1. So his drive to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I put him in because of that. So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, that's what I like. You know, I want a person that wants to be a part of it, that has guts. You know, doors are closed and you want to, come at me, bro.
you could tell you could tell the passion that he has just by looking at his cards. Like how much work he put in, like the details. We were looking at a card in our stream.
Yeah, the
Our
one
last
with the
stream.
bullets.
Like so much stuff in the background, like it's not that like, I appreciate minimalism too, but I don't know, Sneaky, he's always stood out, since series 1. And
Yeah,
he's a
I
fun guy.
agree.
Like
It's not really favorites, so I can name now a few people, but it's not about favorites of designs, because to be honest, every single design
and they're so different.
I could really rock with. So it's more feelings that I'm a part of. So Olga Mac, her journey. So Olga Mac's journey of being in the Ukraine and releasing series 1 during the war, and then having, I think it's a huge accomplishment where series 2 and now she's in New York.
Yeah.
So seeing something like that makes me feel really, really good, like inside, like I did something good. I can close the books on this, and I know I did something good.
I got to meet her at NYCC. She's really nice.
She's a great person,
And
right?
I love her art. I love her art too. Anything bright colors, a lot of colors.
Yep.
That's why I like your art, Red. It's like I'm all about bright, lots of color. Like
I'm all about it. And she won awards for the creatives. She was the first one. She won awards for all of her designs in series 1, worldwide winner. I was like, bro, she presented it to me. She was like, oh, look what we won. I'm like, I didn't win shit, girl. That's you. I'm like, what?
But my character
That has nothing to do with me.
Card.
Oh, yeah, nothing to do with me.
Red, who's your favorite Whatnot streamer?
Oh, come on.
Well, that's easy. That's easy.
Dang. Hey, Red, remember?
You don't have to answer that. You don't have to answer that, Red.
It's Ditto Roll Saldana.
Perfect. I love it.
There you go.
So we're at over the 2-hour mark. So let's go around the room and especially just give us what you guys got going on for the next couple weeks. We are going to try to do this every so often, Red. We may need your help trying to help us get some artists on, with you, and we're throwing some things around. We don't know what's going to happen yet, but we do want to keep getting the word out and keep promoting the artists and the project. And you got, you specifically, because you started it and you're helping like inspire all of us to be better in being creative. So a lot of stuff coming from me on my side. And I've talked to both of these guys, both of these teams, I should say. And we want to do some fun stuff coming up. So let's just go around the room, Ditto. And if you have anything, you got some streams coming up. You got you making any appearances at the strip club this week, or where you at?
Well, I gave up my strip club pole experience to do this tonight. So, but no, I've got a couple things coming up.
Now the name Ditto Pop makes sense.
Exactly. There you go. It all comes together, Red. No, I've got a couple really cool things coming up. First and foremost, I'm very excited, as you guys know, about the Creatives Trading Card Project. I'm thrilled for Red and what he's done. I love his passion. I love, the fact that they're gradable now, all of it. So with that said, next Saturday, these two lovely people that are below me, E&B Saldana, are going to meet me in Austin, Texas, and so is Red Guardian. And yeah. And we're gonna
that money, bro.
We're gonna do an all creatives themed stream live from Austin, Texas, and we have 2 boxes of Series frickin' 1. Let's go.
Y'all buy your master cases of Series 2 so Red can afford to fly to Austin.
Yeah, exactly, guys. Exactly.
Word on the street.
I might be picking up another master case, so we're halfway there.
Word on the street is Ditto might be throwing his 101 in the mix. So you have a chance to pick.
He said Red can stay home.
I don't know about all that. Let's pump the brakes there. But yeah, so I got a joint stream with E&B. I've got my 2-year anniversary coming up in May on Whatnot, which is pretty big threshold for me. I think I'm going to start doing a regular Friday stream. I'm going to probably ease into it over the next couple of months, but I think I'm going to do Designer Toy regular Friday night stream. So that'll be pretty cool.
Nice.
And who knows? Maybe after I'm going to keep this party going, I might go rip the rest of that Series 2 box or more
We'll
right
do it tonight.
right
We'll
now.
do it tonight. I got a box sitting here burning a hole on my desk.
I was debating if I wanted to save mine for the 15th or not, but
Well, we got to save at least one each for the 15th.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean,
He's like, I'm gonna rip mine.
We're gonna order more, right?
That's true. We could order more right now. No, otherwise that's it for me. Except for I do hope, Rock, that we can keep kind of a regular thing going here. I think this is going to be a lot of fun.
And Red,
yeah, I'll get my internet fixed and it'll be better.
And Red, thank you for taking the time out, man. I mean, I know this is your baby project, but thank you for coming on and just talking about everything, dude. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, this is like,
and
to be honest, I'm hanging out with you guys, and I consider you guys friends. And granted, this is all business too and stuff like that, but to be very honest, I consider you guys friends and close to the project and stuff like that. And anybody that's willing to, again, New York, you know what I mean? Loyalty is everything. So coming forward and really pushing and fighting for something that I'm passionate about, likewise, I want to be a part of whatever you're doing. And I hope I show that, when I show up in streams, and I hope you feel that as well. I am busy, yes, but there's a difference. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't take much to just show up on a stream.
Yeah.
So, E&B, you guys have a show tomorrow night, correct?
Yes.
Denny's?
We're going to be running some Denny's tomorrow. And
speaking of Tristan Eaton, we were talking about
Tristan
this
Eaton.
early. Well, I mean, not Tristan. Just kidding. Totally kidding. But Tristan Eaton was the creator of Kid Robot. He's one of the co-founders of Kid Robot. What are you talking about? You made me doubt myself for a second.
Correct. He designed the Dunny. Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry.
So, yeah.
So join them tomorrow night. Yeah. It's always a fun show. It's Saturday night. We go out and just chill. It's just like a fun night. We just hang out and buy toys. So
yeah, I just paint. I put it on and I just paint, while I'm listening.
E&B honestly have one of my favorite streams every week. Literally, I'll pop on at the beginning and always stay to the end. Love it.
Thank you, man. Thank y'all.
We love this community, and it's just such a it's so fun for us, and it's really cool. Like, honestly, as a couple, to get to do something that we both have a passion for. Just kind of hanging out and collecting designer toys and art and good music and good vibes. Like Whatnot really has created a platform for us that it's been really good. For our marriage to be able to just hang out and do something together. So yeah.
And I will say one more plug for E&B, just because I'm so fond of them. I really love these guys. No, I really am. I will say that the creatives, Red, I know it was said earlier in the stream, but it really has opened a lot of creativity amongst just this group right here. And for creating that and kind of giving us that outlet, on behalf of all of us, I certainly thank you. But thank you, because E&B really are shining with their art, and so is ROWE. And I'm proud to see what they're doing. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm proud of all of them too, and B especially for that painting, and all that stuff. That I see that. I see the energy, and I won't say anything because I know how it feels. I really know how it feels. So I'm like, all right,
She didn't know what to say, but once the show ended, she was like, "Oh my god!" And she walked out of the room, and she was pacing.
I've cried, on stream and off stream about just the opportunities that that my art has been able to take off just through this platform and just through the love of everybody and mental health for me is really important. And so art is really important to me. And I have to thank him, because whenever I was in a moment of crisis, I think the winter months just for a lot of people just drag people down, and
it does. And
so he's the one that inspired me. We're just gonna go to Hobby Lobby, we're gonna buy paint and I think that really was inspired from the creatives. And so just thank you.
You do a great job. No, you do a great job. And as long as you do it, as long as you continue doing it just for the fun of it, and I tell this to a lot of people, as long as you just, even if it doesn't sell anything, if you can sit down, and I've done countless I have paintings around me that I do, and I don't have space, so I throw it away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I do it because I get it out. It's fun, and I'm like, or maybe I'm in distress. Maybe I'm in a situation where something happened, and I'm like, I don't know how to deal with this right now. I can't comprehend what's about to start happening, and I need to get this down on canvas. And as long as it's down, my stress level goes down, and I could just throw it away because now that energy is now on canvas. For me, that energy is on canvas. I got the googies out. I got the gulu, the kuko is now on the canvas, and I can throw it away. And now I'm good,
Send the googies and the cocoa to me. You don't have to throw it away.
No, but that's what it was for. I never even thought about selling it on Whatnot. I literally, it was a I need to get my mental health like massive mess onto something. And then it just kind of manifested in that. And so
some people use like video games, some people use things, and that's great because video games are highly creative. You know what I mean? It's great.
And Red, you helped do all this for us. Like even with my designer toy stuff, my idea was nobody's gonna want it, nobody's gonna care about it. And then we did the minis, and they took off. And now I'm trying to go to series 2, and it's just kind of crazy. So it is nuts. It is absolutely nuts. And putting out figures and coming up with ideas and stuff, it is stressful, but it's so fun. Like it really does spark. There you go. So I want to thank you personally for that, because it has helped me spark up that creative, those juices going. There's some crazy things happening on my side of the fence. There's some new characters coming, already been approved, all that stuff. So there's a ton of stuff coming, and I want to thank you for that, because you've really helped me spark that creativity and to get those creative juices flowing again. And I've been nonstop. Like it's like I always have something.
I know, man.
There's always something in my brain that I got to get out.
We called you a Roomba. That's what we called you. Roomba Row.
Oh yeah, because he had to recharge his battery.
I think he's pretending to have internet issues so he can go fix the digital printer to keep going.
That's what it is. The reason he's having internet issues is because those printers are just sucking all the.
So we called you. I don't know if you know, but we called you Roomba Row.
I have the resin fog. I got the fog of the resin going. Like you can't breathe very well, and
that's not good.
But anyways, again, Red.
Don't get away from that.
I know. I have a show coming up on Tuesday. My normal show's on Tuesday. Not sure what we're going to be doing on Tuesday yet. But again, we're going to be some more. I am going to rip that master case live. We're going to do a 10-box rip, and we're just going to see what we pull. We are going to do the graded. We're going to get some stuff graded. So that's going to happen this week. And we might even do a little bit of filming of how it works and post something like that just to see. So I just want to thank you for coming on. I know it's 2.5 hours out of your life that I know you're busy.
No, but this is not.
I know your dog probably has to be.
Yeah, I have to walk him.
Rock, what about the giveaways?
But I just want to thank you. And ditto, E and B, you guys, I got your back. I got your support. We'll be there. I'll be next weekend. I might fly in and just surprise you guys, but no, I'm just awesome. Kidding. I won't be there.
Wait, what?
I was thinking about it.
You can't do that.
You can't just say that. You can't drop that kind of bullshit and then just not.
But now if I show up, it's gonna blow your mind if I walk in the door.
You show up, right? Like, dude, you
better have space for his printers and a charging spot for him.
He wouldn't have internet on the flight. He wouldn't be able to text us to let us know he's coming. Hey, are we doing the giveaways, Rock? Before we go.
So no, with my internet, I don't even want to try it. What we'll do, if we each did a card, you guys can do it. What I suggest to do it on your Instagram. Just promote it on your Instagram and give it away to somebody. We all did a card. We were going to give away tonight. I did a homemade foil, and then an Easter one.
Oh,
So hit us up on Instagram, and we'll give one away on each of our Instas.
So you're saying
I don't even want to try to go to that other program, and we'll probably just lose everybody. So
Okay.
good.
Okay.
E, did you do a card?
He
Me?
did. Did you? Oh, you didn't get to see it.
But it's unfinished, so it works out.
No,
It's
it's finished. Tell him it's
unfinished.
finished.
Oh, awesome.
And I added the so dope too on top.
E, we got to make that into a figure. Let's go. Series 3, baby.
That'd be cool.
That's
Yeah.
E's card.
So now
like
I can
it.
add some color to it.
Here's my card. Oh, nope.
Upside
That's
down.
upside down.
Love it.
that's dope too.
I saw that.
I love that.
I
Great
saw
job,
something
guys.
about the can, I think. Didn't you show that
I love
somewhere?
that. I love that, B. God,
Posted that,
I
right?
do. I really like that.
I
B,
didn't-
you're going to have to start doing some more for me.
I've got like 5 to 10 people waiting on me right now. I feel really bad.
She won't.
I got really ambitious about like, oh yes, I'll make you something. Yes, I'll make you something. And then the waiting list.
That's how it works. That's how it happens.
And
You
I'm
say,
a mom.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm a mom and I work full time, and so yeah, I feel I would love to be able to just do it full time, and eventually that'll be hopefully in the
Yeah,
cards.
look at me
But
for it.
at this point,
You're
At this
best to
point,
say, you're best to say no, but I'm gonna make some, and when you guys are ready, I'll let you know when I release them, and you guys can go for it. That's honestly, that's the best route to do.
I love you guys. Look at the
Y'all are
So,
ridiculous.
before we get kicked again, Red, I'll give you last words if you have anything else to want to add to.
I'll just say
Besides buy Series 2, sell it out.
besides that, because that's a given. Thank you all, really a huge thank you for believing in the project and in the dream. I did not expect this to go the way it did at all. I really did as sad as this sounds, I did expect it to fail. But now I have bigger dreams for this. Now I have that much more confidence because of every purchase that I see, even the purchases that just happened now, it reignites that flame in me that I need to keep going and need to represent the right way. So thank you everyone for making those purchases. Thank you everyone. If you can't afford it, thank you for spreading the word, and at least telling someone that may like it. You know what I mean? You don't have to make a purchase. Spreading the word.
And if
is
you can't
just as
afford it, let
valuable.
us know. We'll send you some cards for free to look at, to have,
we all have plenty of dupes, and if you guys just want to get your hands on some, let us all know. That's a great point, Rock.
And I do have a social community on the website. So for those that don't have Instagram and feel like you're disconnected, there is a social community that is Facebookish without the Zuck on thecreativestcp.com. It looks like Facebook, but it's not. I control it. And you guys can trade there if there's a disconnect. What I will leave you with, surprise information, without giving it away, is that there is a super secret project that I'm working on with the creatives, and it does involve Viacom and Nickelodeon.
what?
No big deal.
Oh, nothing.
Yeah,
just
just
Nickelodeon.
little
but-
bomb.
Let me throw that in at the end. Let me just throw that in at the
That
end.
little oyster. He's been holding that little oyster for 2 hours and 38 minutes.
So what does that mean? That means if you're not collecting series 1 or 2 right now, I don't know. You guys have no idea
What you're
what's
doing.
gonna happen. You guys have no idea what's about to happen. And I hate the fact that I can't tell you.
Bomb.
You remember how you
No,
said
I
earlier
get
about
it.
a Netflix cartoon?
That's what just happened. He just dropped this bomb on us.
Well, guys, again, thank you
But-
all for hanging
yeah,
out.
Thank you for hanging out.
That
Correct.
Red, now we're all going to be bombed. We're going to be messaging you 24/7 until you can leak it. But again, Red, thanks again for hanging out, for taking.
Oh,
No.
no.
Now
Right.
it's not solidified, by the
Perfect
way,
timing.
but I am working on
Working
it.
on it, yeah.
And
We just
We're
lost
getting-
Rock and Roll on the goodbye.
Still big.
well, no, he's on the charging. He's charging right
He's
now.
just like
He
he's
can
the
hear
room.
us.
He's fixing the 3D printers. Hold
Yeah,
on. He'll be
yeah.
back.
Yeah, that's a perfect frozen frame of Rock too. He's just like We put him to sleep.
Did he
Actually,
freeze or is he sleeping real quick? Is he charging?
It's charging.
It's the Roomba.
we can't even have we don't even have control, so we can't even like say goodbye and just be like out. We have to like kind of just wait for Rock to come back.
Now Red is wishing he hadn't told us about that because
Right now I'm like, shit. You're supposed to quit. This
Hey,
is
Rock,
supposed to be done.
Red, you broke the internet, literally.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope for real.
So I am working on it. It's not. I cannot release any information on it. But I am working on it, and we're in steps. And yeah, there's things happening. Things people spoken to. Non-disclosures have been signed at this time.
Rock says we have to stay on now until he comes back.
Okay, so awkward.
So now we have to stretch.
So Beckett happened. So put it to you this way: Beckett happened. I worked for it. Beckett happened. I'm in talks with this situation. I'm going to make it happen. There's other things in works. We're going to make it happen. Series 3 is going to happen. We're going to make it happen. We need to sell out from Series 2. Sky's the limit.
I'm going to make a prediction that you're going to sell out here very, very soon.
So we didn't talk about how many golden tickets are left. Do you know?
It's like 12. I want to say 12 or 13.
Okay.
Oh, now it's about 12. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did have a question earlier. I forgot to ask.
11 or 12.
Something small, but I think it's 11 now because Creepy pulled one the other night. I put it today, right? Or yesterday?
Creepy pulled it yesterday, right?
It's a couple of days ago, or 2 days, 2-3 days ago. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I was going through obviously putting together my binder, and certain artists have triptychs. Is that just something that artists get to choose to do? They just go into a triptych. There's okay.
Yeah. So Playful was the first to do it. I think he's the only one in Series 1 who looked at it and said, "Oh, this is going to be continuous."
That's dope.
And then other artists caught on.
Wait, Series 1 lines up to Series 2?
No. He's saying that in Series 1, one triptych.
Yeah,
there was one triptych. So, and Playful in general. So, Series 1, his characters in Series 1 is a triptych. Those are the good guys. And in Series 2, those are the bad guys.
Yeah. I thought you were saying Series 1, his Playful's cards for Series 1.
Oh, no. That'd be interesting. I don't know that.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
I don't know.
You need to pull it out now and look.
I mean, that's crazy.
That's what she said.
So, oh my God.
I was waiting for that. Michael Scott.
I did it for you, Ditto.
That's what happened whenever Rock's leave.
So, Red, do you have a binder of Series 1 and 2?
I have one binder that contains Series 1 and 2.
Do you have all of the cards?
I have all of Series 1. I do not have all of Series 2. I have to buy.
Well, if you need dupes, let us know.
Rock said we have to keep this PG-13.
Hey.
Dad's
it's very PG-13.
Hey, Dad's away. The kids are going to play. Rock, deal with it. Get better internet, Rock.
What I can show you is from Series 1. I was gifted a couple of things.
Super Koopa.
This is actually the card from that City Kitty did from Series 1.
Oh, that's dope.
So City Kitty does all his stuff on gray paper, on just paper.
Wow.
It's like a maniac, he doesn't care. He just does
crazy.
it on whatever he gets his hands on. So that's his card from Series 1. So this is the
cool
original.
shit.
That's crazy.
That was scanned in.
Wow.
So you get to see, he put his lines in, and it's just ripped paper. He's just crazy. He's just a maniac,
Wow.
I love.
Kind of find out all of Red's cards are that size. He doesn't have regular size cards. He just collects those.
Imagine the size of that binder.
Oh yeah, this binder is crazy.
Didn't you get that off Red's stream?
I sure did.
Yeah, there's no more of those.
So we have the collab piece, right, of all the bird brains, and there were 3 like Zepro, bird brains, and something else. Who was the other artist?
I forget.
Oh, King Saladin may be part of Series 2 too.
Oh,
So I'm good friends with him, and
Really, it's crazy.
yeah, I'm good friends with him, and he was like, bro, yeah, like
That would
let
be
me know when you're ready.
His designer toys are incredible.
I don't know if I should have said that actually. Now that I think about it,
Breaking news! Breaking news!
We won't
That's
talk-
okay. It's just us.
We won't talk about it.
It's not on the internet forever now. It's fine. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
right? With the LA card.
Duh.
Oh my god.
That's dope.
So
he's
I met him, and he was like, "Oh, you're the card guy, right?" I'm like, "Thank you very much."
So that was OG?
Yeah.
Dope. That's
Wow.
That's crazy.
So
I tried to get, so I got a Tristan Eaton DIY. He did a little doodle. It was real quick, you know, because we were at that event. It's over here.
No, that's dope.
And
Bro.
Dalek signed one for us, and we were trying to like tell it, but like we need a script on what to say because we were like we're already like fangirling about the fact that we were meeting Tristan Eaton and Dalek, you know, and then we were trying to like explain these cards and like get the courage to get them to sign it, and then of course, you know, they're super cool, but still like, oh my god,
That's the Tristan Eaton.
Bro, that's fire in itself. Are you kidding me?
He didn't sign the back, but then I got Dalek's, which he just did his little.
That's fire in itself.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
He did on the back. So that's why I love these DIYs are so dope, man.
Yo, I met. You know who DJ Lance is?
I don't know if I know who DJ is.
So Yo Gabba
Yeah,
Gabba.
I was like, is someone the Yo Gabba Gabba guy with the hat?
So yeah, so I'm a
They made
fan
a
of
Funko
DJ
Pop of him.
Lance. Yeah,
Really?
so my son used to watch Yo Gabba Gabba. He's in college now, but he used to watch Yo Gabba Gabba a lot. And DJ Lance was one of his favorites. It's my favorite too. And I met him at Decon, and I was like, dude, you got to do a card for me. He was like, I don't, you know, in his voice, he's like, I don't know how to draw. He was like, but you know, I was like, everybody knows how to draw. You need to put something like I was 4 like everybody knows how to draw, okay? In my worst Bob Ross, New York type of voice.
Having
And
those dreams.
he was like, all right, I could try. So he did something for me. There we go.
Yo,
Dope.
Oh, that's cool.
101 DJ Lance DIY. That's
Yo,
crazy.
Angel
on.
is awesome.
Nobody else has that. That's amazing.
There you
That's
go.
dope.
Wow.
DJ Lance rock. So he was
I
like,
like
I can draw a
it.
boombox.
I like his little robot boombox. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You have an endless supply of DIY cards then? Because I would
No.
be really
So
jealous of that.
Here's my favorite collab card. That I could say for sure.
This is like the rock and roll post show. I love this. This is
After
great.
party. There you go.
Yeah.
So you see my collab card. Let me see.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So there's this. And this was done with ink. And then there's this. Wait, let me see. Ooh.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
That's dope.
Dope. So dope. Super dope.
Oh, shut up.
Is that nuts?
Who did that?
Sneaky.
Oh my
Of course he did.
God.
So like you see the I'm okay.
I was like, he even
Yes.
changed the O. Did that? Oh my God! I was just looking at that. I'm
You see the hearts? Like
Love
if
it.
you look at the swirlies, the sun.
dude. That's crazy, man.
I love it.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Isn't that just nuts? So you look, you see the spaceship? He drew a thing in the back. I'm like, guy, you're not normal, dude.
That's crazy, man.
Wow.
That's dope.
I think the people in the chat are loving this little extra footage that we got.
Right?
That's
Hey,
dope.
Red, I got a question for you. When I come out to NYCC, where are you taking me for a slice?
That's what you feel like.
Where am I taking you for a slice? I know exactly where.
All right. That's
I
where.
got you.
we got Dollar Pizza in New York.
Surprise.
There's no more dollar pizza. That's it.
What?
What did we-
Inflation just hit.
Didn't we get?
It was like $1 slices on the corner of.
It wasn't that good, so it wasn't New York Pizza.
No, it's no. Dollar slices are made for you to be on your way. You have 15 minutes to get to a meeting, but
Yeah.
you're hungry as hell, and they have no seats. They just have like a 2-inch table. You get your slice, eat, and bounce to your thing. That's how it works. It's not the best tasting pizza at all.
It's also drunk late night food, right?
Yeah, that's
Hey,
it.
Austin, Texas. We got some.
Austin,
bomb
Texas,
pizza
we
on
got some.
6th Street, man.
I'm sure we got some tacos. We got some chicken. We got
Mm.
Austin has some good food.
Red, what time's your flight getting next Saturday?
Red, if we each buy a master case right now, will you buy a ticket to Austin?
Yes.
Here's the deal. Red. My flight gets in at 12:30, and he's picking me up on horseback. So
horses outside.
Uber with the spurs and all.
He asked me to wear only chaps, which I thought was weird, but I'm fine with it. I'll do it.
Chaps with the spurs, though. Chaps with the spurs.
Yeah, I got mixed up. I think that's where you signed up.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Chaps.
But we do need you to fly in around 12:30, so make that happen, okay?
Okay, all right. 12:30 at night or 12:30
in the afternoon?
Okay.
The stream's at 8:30 Central PM, so you have to get there before then.
That's 9:30 East Coast time, and we don't put it in the Pacific time zone because that's Rock and Roll's time zone. It doesn't count.
Central is the win.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that a DIY?
That is a DIY.
I will say I don't like clowns, but that one I like.
Look at that.
That's
Civ art, isn't it? Is it Civ art?
Yeah, you're right.
Daddy's home. Daddy's home.
Oh, Dad!
Just in time to kick us out.
That was Civ art.
The stream can't end unless I end it. Unfortunately, it just doesn't happen.
Well, we just had a lot of fun after hours, so thanks.
I watched it. I saw sneaks.
Oh my God!
Red. That's a 101.
That's crazy.
It's the beer.
Sick.
That's the woke.
It's the woke art.
Well, that one's not in the boxes.
I like that one.
Is that your only 101?
I'm gonna auction this.
Really? That's crazy.
All right.
Has your 101 been pulled yet? Does anybody have yours?
No idea. They haven't notified me yet, so I have to assume that it's in one of these
Well,
boxes.
he has a golden ticket too.
She's like zooming.
You have a golden ticket, B.
Oh, right. Like
we do have a golden ticket, but you know what? So here's the funny thing.
All right, everybody show the golden ticket quick. This is the only time we can ever do this.
Yeah, that's a screenshot. Here, put it up. Somebody screenshot this for us.
Oh, you can
just get ours closer.
You can
make yours
stop the video.
Somebody screenshot that.
No, after you post the video, you could just
That's a once in a lifetime opportunity right there.
We may never end.
Here's the funny thing about our golden ticket. So we initially pulled a golden ticket with the Marshmallows, and then King Gonga pulled a golden ticket of ERJ.
Urge yourself.
Yeah, urge yourself. And then his wife wouldn't let him hang any more canvases, and that's what Urge Yourself's 101 was. And ours,
and we're sitting here like, look, you see all like, I have no space for any more, I don't want to put that.
And ours was a 3-inch figure of the Marshmallows. Cool. That was amazing.
Yeah. That's
cool. Did you get yours?
What?
Okay, we don't
you
have
guys
that.
Get the drop the APs?
Oh no, I didn't get the APs. Man, see, dude.
You can kick us now. It's fine.
So yeah, guys, we do got to end it because if I get it won't end unless I end it. But we can stay in the back office after the
never ending.
After it ends,
I'm going on Whatnot and running more cards.
Yeah, let's do it. Well, I'm gonna go grab a master case. I don't know if any of you are. I'll go grab 10. Hey, Red, if you do see an order for 10, you know how I like it. Keep it fresh, keep it sealed. Send the garbage later, not the garbage. You know what I mean?
I know.
The checklist later. But guys, thank you again for hanging out. I mean, I could do this all night. Seriously, it pisses me off that they're doing work in my neighborhood that it's bad. Like the one time I schedule a live and I don't have internet. So
no, but you were actually handling it perfect for you. So we're
you had a good crew.
Yeah, you're doing better without me.
In place for the emergency situation.
So next time I won't be on. You guys can just do it by yourselves. You guys did better
on your channel. Okay, cool.
All right, guys. We'll have a good night. Everybody, like BE, Red, Ditto, stay in the back office. Don't leave. And we will see you guys next time. Red, again, thank you very much.
Rob, awesome. Thank you. Love you, buddy.
Appreciate you,
and we will see you guys next time. Have a good night, and God bless.
Later, y'all.